Fam, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Run the thumbs up. And good morning to you. I appreciate you guys being here right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Got a big basketball game that is taking place at Rupp Arena. 20,000 will be on hand for that one between number 15 Alabama and number 17 Kentucky. Before we get started, let me know where you are coming from inside the comment box. And again, I will be, look, the call-in line is open, all right? The call-in line is wide open, 205-850-1994. We had Feel Good Friday yesterday. We're carrying that momentum over to this beautiful Saturday. The weather has been fantastic in Tuscaloosa, and I can't wait for this basketball game to take place between Alabama and Kentucky. It'd be another good opportunity for Alabama to go on the road and to show that they can play away from Coleman Coliseum at a very high level. The SEC on the road has been very difficult for everybody, not only for Alabama, but for everybody. It's still amazing to me that Alabama 13-1 at Coleman Coliseum this season. I appreciate you guys being here, and thank you so much for joining me this fine Saturday morning. What's up, Dylan? I appreciate you, man. Get your cardio in, get your mind right, get your workout in, and we got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Again, I will be taking your calls today all day. So the call line is already open, so if you want to call in and chime in and chat with me, do so. Tio put the call line number up on the screen in a highlighted box in just a minute. But let's do some morning shout outs. I appreciate always checking out where you guys are coming from. So we'll get those posted on the screen as well. What's up, Chris? I see you coming to us from New Jersey. And one of the things that I've seen, you know what Chad has been, we got T here in the house.
Good morning, Undefeated.
T, you know what I've been noticing is a lot of, and Undefeated, you could help me out with this as well. So they have like this sugar bacon. Do we need like a sugar bacon emoji?
Sugar bacon.
Yeah, a lot of people, and it's been happening like the last couple of days. They've been talking about sugar bacon. So, fam, are we on to like our next emoji? Is it like, do we need a sugar? Because, and that might be something that we do because we're on in the mornings, right? Like every morning we're on. So
yeah, I like it. Like a little breakfast emoji.
Yeah, but I think like something's happening with the Undefeated that they're doing like this sugar bacon. Huh. All right, I'll read out some shout outs right now where you guys are coming from, and then we'll start the show. And again, the call line is wide open. You'll see it in a highlighted box in just a second. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. And what's up? Good morning, Ruben. Thank you very much for following us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Bradley's like, I heard it was Saturday. Hell yeah, it's Saturday. Started at 9. Got to sleep in the whole 30 minutes. Jared saying, yeah, the Alabama basketball game is going to be lit. Absolutely. What's up, Thomas? Good morning to you. Coming to us from Daha, Wisconsin. I appreciate you joining us from Wisconsin. Thank you for being here. Let's see, Jared, you're active inside the comment box as always. Appreciate you. Good morning to you, Caitlin. Thank you so much for being here, as always, right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Good morning, James, to you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us. Biscuits and gravy. What's for breakfast today? Right? Let us know inside the comment box. I've been doing lately, I've been eating a little bit heavier in the morning as I've been working out more. It's weird. Like if you eat more and you lift heavy, you can build muscle that way. So it's kind of like in the focus that I'm at. Chris, I see you inside the comment box. What's up, Kevin? Good morning to you. Appreciate you being here. Alabama basketball game, man. It's going to be a hell of a game. Can't wait to see it. The game is at 3 p.m. Central Time, and I'll put on game notes in just a minute, kind of warming up the show. William, what's up? Good morning to you. I see you inside the comment box. Byron, what's going on? Jay, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Always with the energy, for sure. Kevin, I said what's up to you. Thank you so much for being here. Undefeated in full effect. Thank you, everybody. And if you are new to the channel, roll tide to you. I hope you're having a beautiful morning. Marvin Waffle House, what's up, man? Your gear is on its way. Thanks for always competing in our Fan Funder giveaways. And when you are in these Fan Funder giveaways, it gives you an opportunity to get some gear. We always take care of our fam right here on Bama Football on YouTube because we know we wouldn't be here without you. So we appreciate you guys. If you guys are curious to become a Fan Funder, hit the hyperlink above this video. It's a pinned message. And it simply says become a Fan Funder as low as $2.99 per month to support us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Also want to say thanks to Residence Inn in Ocean City, Maryland. Guests can book at residenceinnoc.com. Use the promo code LPR for special Bama Football pricing. Again, that is Residence in OC. Here's a look at our undefeated merch picks. All right, so T is going to start updating some of the merch too, and like show different layouts that you can get when you do get merch from our merch store. In order to get the undefeated merch gear, see the video links at the bottom of this video. There's different options that you can play with, and yeah, it'd be cool to see a lot of people in their undefeated gear when you roll up to spring football, whatever it is, and can't wait to see all you guys rolling in. As I mentioned earlier, Alabama has a big basketball game today, taking on Kentucky. And that game is at Rupp Arena. Rupp Arena, man, is a gigantic space. I mean, 20,000, and that place will be absolutely packed. Alabama is number 13 in the country. I think I said number 14 or 15. Yeah, they're number 13. And Kentucky is number 17, depending on which poll you look at. The game will be on CBS at 3 p.m. As you know, Alabama just beat Florida 98-93. And I think what stands out to me about that game against Alabama and Florida was the fact that Alabama was able to be a bigger type team, a taller team. And I get it. Home court advantage is something that certainly exists. But I think this team continues to grow, and I think that they can bang inside. I think that they can win when they're not shooting lights out from three-point land, and that's something that, you know, playing devil's advocate, when you look at this team, you're like, okay, well, what could stop this team? And I think the two things that could stop this team, honestly, is if they get cold on the outside and if they play a bigger team. So what did they do against Florida? Well, they beat a bigger team. They out-rebounded Florida, which was impressive to me. And, you know, they weren't the hottest from the outside. So they were able to win. Now, can you do that same thing on the road, right? Can you do that same thing in a neutral site setting? Because when we start to go to March Madness, that's how it gets. And can you beat a really good team in consecutive, 4 or 5 type days? Because that's what's happening now. You played, let's say if we're in March Madness right now, and Florida was what? I don't know, like a 9 seed or a 10 seed. Kentucky is what? A 6 seed. Alabama's what? A 2 seed or a 3 seed? So you're starting to kind of get like an early taste of how can you perform as a team in consecutive big games. Kentucky's very talented, and I think once again, when you look to guys who are on this Alabama team, it's going to come down to Mark Sears, Grant Nelson, guys who have stepped up in big-time games. And I know Alabama, is kind of the tip time for Wrightsell is it looks like he's kind of questionable. I think he will be able to play, one of their starters who missed with a head injury. But Mark Sears, last game he had 17 points and 8 rebounds. I think he actually he tied the team in leading rebounds along with Grant Nelson. As you can see, Mark Sears, which is dope because he's right out of Muscle Shoals, right? And 20 points per game this season. I'm surprised that Grant Nelson hasn't scored as many points per game per season, but I think he's been able to showcase that he's clutch throughout the year. So I think that is actually one of the better tandems in college basketball. Yeah, I like that. So, and if you're just joining us, run the thumbs up on all these videos. We appreciate you guys being here. And thank you so much for joining us. Talking a little bit of Alabama basketball. Call line is open, 205-850-1994. We're previewing Alabama taking on Kentucky later on today. It was interesting to also see the fact that Nate Oates is up for the Coach of the Year award. And I think right now, because Alabama is so hot, you might be thinking like, oh, wow, like, okay, tell me something I don't know. Well, I think that Nate Oates, what he's been able to do at Alabama basketball is really just incredible. What's more than incredible, T?
Huh.
Right?
Yeah. But I don't,
do we have any other adjectives out there?
Outstanding. No.
Remarkable?
Remarkable.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
All right. Because, I'm asking everybody is because, like, what Nate Oates has done in Alabama basketball, in my opinion, is incredible, is remarkable. I'm serious. And you can't really throw around those words too lightly. But I think in this particular case, it is. And we have a new extremely rare Extraordinary. Okay. All right, Wendy, what's up? Thank you very much for becoming a fan funder. Well, everybody, please welcome in Wendy to the Undefeated family. Thank you so much, Wendy. We really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So I think with Nate Oates, I mean, one of the things that stands out to me is the fact that he's been here. He hasn't been here for that long, to be honest. When you look at the overall statistics, like this guy was coaching high school basketball in before 2015. And then he goes to Buffalo, and he took Buffalo to the round of 64 3 times in 4 years. And he made the round of 32 twice. Those are like upset type victories, okay? Then he comes over to Alabama, and I think Greg Byrne did an amazing job in landing Greg Byrne did a great job in landing Nate Oates, right? He kind of saw like what he could do. In his first year at Alabama, he goes, and that was in 2019, 2020, he goes 16-15 overall. Just 8-5 in SEC play. So you're like, okay, what is he going to do? Well, the following year in 2020, 2021, he goes 26-7 and 16-2 in conference play. I think sometimes we forget about that year. And he made it to the Sweet 16, right? Finished first in like his second year coaching. He's finishing first in the SEC. That's remarkable. That's extraordinary. Seriously. And then in 2021, 2022, kind of take a little step back, 19-14, 9-9. So you're like, okay, is he a one-hit wonder? You know, was that something rare? Well, then the following season in 2022, 2023, which was last season, he goes 31-6. 31-6, 16-2, finishes first, Sweet 16. This year, 19-7, 11-2, and kind of to be determined on where this team will finish. Fam, I talk about Nate Oates, and who knows? I mean, today's game is going to be ultra challenging. What's up, Jamie? Good morning. I appreciate you being here. That's the thing. A lot of people people have disdain for Kentucky basketball. It's, you know what? It's like up there, like a lot of people, like the Dallas Cowboys have a really big fan base, but people have like a disdain for the Cowboys. And Alabama fans, they have a disdain for Tennessee football, for LSU, but like Georgia, but I think Alabama fans hate more than anybody, honestly, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Tennessee.
Can we get a poll on that? Mm-hmm. Can we say who do Alabama fans dislike the most?
Yes.
Tennessee fans. Do it like this. Tennessee football fans. LSU football fans. Georgia football fans, and then you know what? Kentucky basketball fans. Seriously, I'm serious. Like, people do not like Kentucky basketball fans because I think that, yeah, and I get it. Yeah, Caitlin's like every opponent for sure, 100%. But I think like Kentucky basketball has dominated Alabama basketball, you know, for a long time, and I think the fans are kind of arrogant in that. Like the basketball fans. So like if Alabama basketball, like I don't know, like that's kind of how I feel. Jarvis, thanks for the line on that game. Oh yeah, I mean, how can we even forget? Instead of Kentucky, can you put 5 options or just 4? Because put Auburn fans in there too. Auburn football fans.
Auburn over Georgia or Kentucky?
Over Kentucky. Okay. Yeah, Kentucky is like also right there.
What about Notre Dame?
No, everyone just like kind of either loves Notre Dame or hates them. You got to put Auburn in there. Okay. Sorry about that, fam. Thank you. See, Rosemary's like, she threw up. My point is Kentucky basketball like gets under people's skin. Because I think of the success that they've had. Similar to how Alabama has had so much success on football, people just dislike them, right? They like to see them lose. I think when you look to the overall statistics of this particular game, just head-to-head, and Jervy, what's up, man? I appreciate you with the super chat, man. $2. I like that flat bill Chicago Bulls hat, man. Thank you so much. When you look to the overall statistics of this game, it's going to be a hell of a game. Kentucky favored by 3 at home. Not surprised to see it. Alabama coming off an overtime victory against Florida. 98-93. Before that, they scored 100 against Texas A&M, winning 100-75. Before that, put up 100 points against LSU, and then 99 against Mississippi State. You know what's crazy about this basketball team too is they have scored 100 points 8 times this season. And really, when you're looking at the schedule, they probably could have done it already like 12 or 13 times, right? And the record, I think, is 10 by Kentucky, who did it back in 1995, 1996. We talked about that several times. That's wild. Like this basketball team, and I was kind of getting to Oates, like what? So I'm not surprised to see him for the coach of the year. And I think, though, like a lot of teams are going to start to target Oates, or you're going to see him like on hot boards to leave here and there. But honestly, he already has a really good setup here at Alabama. Let me ask you this. He gets a new arena whenever it comes, right? They're already paying him $5 million a year. Can we just double check on Nate Oates' contract? T, please. Thank you. And I mean, he's getting paid here, 1,000,000%. They're taking care of him. And I think the upside for Alabama basketball is as high as you want to go. Like, I see a lot of other places kind of being like lateral steps. So I think that Nate Oates can coach here for a long time. Avery, what's up? Thank you so much for becoming a fan funder right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Hey, undefeated. We'll, no. No, I think it's got to be higher than that.
The contract begins with an annual base salary of $305,000 and a talent fee of $4.195 million for the 23-24 season, increasing $200,000 each season through 28 and 29.
Yeah, so he's getting paid $5 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, damn, that's a hell of a talent fee.
So, and sorry, the final season of Oates' current contract will still feature the same base salary of $305K with a talent fee being $5.195 million. So
yeah,
that'll be 2029.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's getting paid here, and I think a lot of places he go like I know like Ohio State, they're going to need a new basketball coach and stuff like that, and they've like added Nate Oates. Well, I mean, I kind of see that as a lateral move right now. And I know like Big 10 basketball or the Big 16 or whatever they're going to be called, like it is a dominant basketball conference. And I think, you know, the SEC still, yeah, but right. But Chris, I think that's pretty good. I think the coach at Ohio State was making around the same thing. So I think they can take care of him here, and he's doing a great job overall. So, I mean, I know we don't talk a lot of basketball here, but let's give this dude his flowers. I mean, Nate Oates is doing a hell of a job. He does a great job with recruiting, X's and O's. And think about this, too. You know what's amazing this year? And we got a call coming in from 865. It looks like it's our good buddy Angel in Pigeon Forge. But what's amazing about this is the fact that he has done this with losing a lot of his assistant coaches. Right? What did he lose? Like 4, 5 coaches, like big time coaches that were assistants underneath him. Okay, I'm just saying this, okay? When you're able to continue to win at a high level, and when your assistant coaches are going different places, I know one of the coaches that was able to do that for a long time here. Coach Saban.
Yeah.
Coach Saban lost assistant coach after assistant coach after assistant coach, and he was still able to win. Nate Oates, the season that he's putting together this year, he lost like quality assistant coaches. And he's still able to have this team, you know, playing at a very high level. The best thing about this Alabama basketball team is the fact that I do not feel that they have peaked yet. I felt that last year they peaked. When they hit that number 1 spot in the season last year, I feel that was like the best. And then they just, you know, all the stuff going on off the court, and then they just didn't play well in the tournament. But like right now, I feel that their best basketball is still to come. I really do, which is a good thing. And I think that, you know, they get in this tournament. I mean, who knows? Can you imagine if they an Elite 8, a Final Four? I think they're capable of doing what they want. That's how good. That's how. If they peak at the right time, who knows? They could run the table in March. That'd be crazy. I don't know. It's a grind though, man. Like like the college basketball tournament, like I know like we're starting to talk about 14 teams in college football and 16. There's not even that many good teams in like there's probably I think 12 is a good stopping point for college football. Basketball, I mean they can make that tournament bigger. I like 64, I like even type numbers, and I like that bracket. We'll do a bracket on here, by the way, Fan Funders bracket, where everybody can have like their bracket and we'll track it. But like there's so much parity in college basketball. Think about all the teams that are like 15, 16 seeds or playing type teams. They'll beat you. 1,000,000%. Like you can play in basketball. There's only 5 guys on the court. Football is different. You can't do that in football. Like the larger you make the bracket in football, the more that you're going to see mismatches. Basketball, every game, 2s and 15s, 1s and 16s, sometimes those games are close. Nobody wants to draw like a 15-seeded Princeton. Are you kidding me? All right, we got Angel from Pigeon Forge calling it. Angel, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining me on Saturday. Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah. I have 3 things today to talk about. Yes. It's about Johnny Manziel and about the NIL Day era.
Okay.
And I feel like Johnny Manziel could have peaked this time around when it was legal, but back then it was illegal, and that got me thinking, man. Just imagine if that's been going on for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And then Reggie Bush too as well. Like, do you think he gets his Heisman back, even though it's legal now for NIL to be legal? About that?
Yeah. I mean, that guy's had that trophy taken and given back and taken. I mean, yeah. It's Kevin. What's up, man? Thanks for becoming a member right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Fam, could you please welcome Kevin inside as a fan funder? Yeah, they should give him back. And so one of the things is the Johnny Manziel documentary on Netflix. It's amazing. The house that John, I think it's like the house, right? It was great. And think about how much money Johnny Manziel made for Texas A&M. Like Texas A&M, I would argue probably has the best facilities in college football. They have their stadiums completely redone, the best weight room. Their facilities are elite. Like literally, I think they're better than Alabama, honestly.
Texas A&M or Johnny Manziel made Texas A&M. Just so you know that.
That's what I'm saying. And
they really did.
And let's say that he made them. What did they say that he made them? An estimated like what was it? $714 million, almost $1 billion, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And then I remember in Tuscaloosa that year, he was like saying, he told the media people saying, "F them, I'm going to win this game," whatever, and he did.
He did, yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, he came to Tuscaloosa. What was Alabama ranked there? Were they number 1 or were they number 2? Whatever it was, like
number 1.
Yeah, number 1. So
it was number 1.
Yeah, the guys like on the field, he was a baller, and all that stuff happening at that point in time. I mean, you look to what's happening in NCAA right now with NCAA versus Tennessee and Virginia. I mean, the judges literally just shut down the NCAA. Like the NCAA is collapsing. It's bad. And I think the more that these, like, this is a landmark case, and I think what is going to happen is, I don't know, players right now probably are getting poached from Tennessee or from Virginia, whatever. But I think what's going to happen going forward is you're going to start to see this realization of the SEC and the Big Ten and some sort of major, college football conference, like joining and breaking away from the NCAA. I think that's coming up.
NCAA is done.
I think they're done 100%. So my biggest thing is, okay, let's have all that stuff, but please don't mess with the video game NCAA football. Like, please let that please come out before all that.
Also about that, they announced that they'll do people in the transfer portal, and whoever, as long as they're on an active roster, they'll be in the game every year. And I'm like, man, they just upped everything on that. Like, it's like they're making a multi-deal out of them by doing that. So it is happening though. The portal's going to be in the game because of that. I think ESPN announced it yesterday
Yep.
about if they leave a certain team, they're going to be on a different roster. As long as they're on a roster and playing, they'll be fine with
Yeah.
their money. But I don't know. We're excited for that game to come out and see what else happens to everyone else. But I just want to bring up today with Johnny Manziel and everything because this NIL is getting out of control, and I don't know. Get Reggie Bush's Heisman back, and Johnny Manziel, man, he was pretty good. It's just that he was off the field issues, and then it could have been a great play in the NFL if he would get out of trouble.
Well, I think kind of like with Johnny Manziel too. I mean, in the documentary, I mean, I thought it was hilarious to think about. I mean, some of the things that happened, like to his story, like how he was his agent was like, let's just get you sober to the NFL Combine. And then he calls and he's completely trashed and he has to throw in front of NFL. Who was it? He threw in front of like the Browns and he calls out his agent and his like agent is running routes for him and stuff because his boys didn't show up. I mean, everyone was young at one point. I don't know. I mean, Johnny Manziel's a different cat, but I think the thing with him.
Did you say he was throwing passes to his agent?
Yeah. So in the documentary, his agent, literally like a guy like my age, like 40, was like, okay, Johnny, we're going to get you sober to the NFL Combine. Just stay sober. Like, that's it. And the Browns are going to come out and they're going to watch you throw in the morning at like Malmore practice facility. Right. So Johnny, they go and they're like, hey, wake him up. Completely trashed. He's like, wait. And they're like, dude, you got to throw. So Johnny's like, we'll be good. Like, fuck it. He throws down an Alka-Seltzer or whatever, and he shows up. And he was like, they were like, well, where are your boys at? Your friends? And he's like, they're trash. So the agent and some other guys are running routes in front of and Johnny Manziel's like throwing passes to him. Yeah, I mean, it's
in front of an NFL. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how he rolled. But, the thing I think back about is on the phone with Angel from Pigeon Forge is I feel that because who was his offensive coordinator at that time?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah. Okay. So Cliff Kingsbury, because Johnny Football in high school, how many touchdowns did he score? Was it 175 touchdowns? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he was unbelievable at the high school level, and then they brought him to Texas A&M, and Cliff Kingsbury tried to control him, and they tried to force him into the system. And I kind of say the same thing with almost like Jalen Milroe, was that they tried to control him a little bit too much, but then when they unleashed him and they were just like, Johnny, just go play football, he was unbeatable. That was just him, and I kind of feel the same thing. Sometimes you got to take the handcuffs off some of these guys and just let them do their thing. Because they have just such an elite ability. Let's be honest. If there is 22 guys out on the field, offense versus defense, and Milroe is the quarterback, who is the best overall athlete, football player on the field more than likely every single time? Jalen Milroe. So, let him just be the best football player, period. And I think that's kind of what happened last year with Tommy Rees. I think Tommy Rees was he's a younger guy. And I don't know this for a fact. I'm kind of putting things together the way that I see it. I feel that he was, trying to make his mark, trying to force what he thought was right in Jalen Milroe. And I don't think he managed Milroe right. And I think that created a lot of. I figured that. I think it just wasn't, wasn't cohesive. Yeah, and Caitlin's right. Jalen Milroe was student athlete of the week along with two other guys. Caitlin, who was it? Who also was a student athlete of the week? There's usually three. Angel, anything else before I move to my next caller?
Yes, just in general about your question about the poll earlier. Yeah, to be honest with you, everyone hates Alabama because we won so much, and Nick Saban. That just can't stand us because they didn't have that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I figured I'd bring that up because they're just so jealous, man, with a lot of malice and everything, and it's just disgusting to see them do that when they're so mad because they didn't get that. And they had their time and now Alabama's time, and they're getting ready to do it again because I believe Alabama's going to take it back again, run it back. And Kellen DeBoer, he's probably going to win a few titles, but not like Nick Saban. But I just figured I had to bring that up because everyone hates Alabama.
Yeah.
And also with Johnny Manziel comparing to Jalen Milroe because they play a little bit similar to play style. And same thing with Kingsbury and Tommy Reese. So I figured I'd spark that up today for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
And everyone go watch that documentary too.
Yeah, it's actually a really good documentary. So good at I had started Four Falls of Buffalo on the Buffalo Bills. I haven't got through it. Honestly, I don't even watch a lot of TV just because I'm we're still doing so much with the business here. But I did start it, and it was sad. It was like it starts out at the Niagara Falls, and the Niagara Falls are just like pouring down, and there's this sad music, and they're like. The Buffalo is situated on the perfect place where it dictates what happened to the pro football team over the 1990 period where they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. It started out sad. I was like, damn. And I kept thinking about Coach Jarrett because he's a Bills fan, so he knows. I mean, he lives in Buffalo. But anyways, I appreciate you, Angel. Thank you so much for calling in, man. We'll wrap next time. All right, take it easy,
man.
All right, see ya.
Roll Tide.
All right, roll Tide. All right, cool. All right, yeah, fam, I appreciate you running the thumbs up on all these videos. Has anyone had the chance to watch the Four Falls of Buffalo yet? Let me know what you think inside the comment box. I'll tell you what my favorite documentary. Well, obviously, I've talked about my appreciation for The Last Dance. That was a series to me, like a series documentary. Does that even exist?
Yeah.
I just made that up.
A mini series.
Mini series.
I think that's what they're called.
Okay. But my favorite documentary, I think one of my favorites is Andre the Giant.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that documentary. It's so good.
That is it's a good one. I like the Last Dance one too.
The Last Dance is dope. Oh, Patriot Life. What's up, man? Thank you so much.
Patriot Life.
Yeah, and you guys will get to see Coach Sean has 2 videos coming out for fan funders. He has a video coming out talking about Elijah Pritchett, and then he also has a video coming out about Keon Saab. And I hope you guys were able to see this morning a video posted by Coach Sean and Coach Jarek talking about the special teams. So the special teams, I think is really interesting to talk about. I think sometimes you're like, I don't want to talk about the special teams because it's not the offense or defense, but the special teams, James Burnham coming back is monumental. In my opinion, I think he's the best punter coming back in college football. So you lose the best kicker, but you're returning the best punter. But Patriot Life, thank you so much. And thank you to our new fan funders right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And I think I missed a super chat earlier. You can put that on screen. Hey, Marcus, what's up, man? Thank you so much, man. Hey, Kyle, can we do an NCAA bracket entry free? Yeah, you know what we'll do? Maybe we'll get a sponsor to do like on our – like maybe like 2 sponsors. Like if you make it to the Elite 8, maybe we can get multiple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that idea.
So we'll get 64 people, right, to be in our bracket. We'll do a couple because we have so many fan funders. And what we'll do is if you get to the Sweet 16, you get like, I don't know, I'm making stuff up. This is what I do. If you make it to the Sweet 16, you get a $10 gift card to Full Moon.
I like it.
Right?
Yeah.
If you make it to the Elite 8.
Because are we allowed to? It's not gambling, right? Like, I mean, it kind of is, but what are the rules around this?
No. They're already fan funders.
Yeah,
so they don't have to pay to get into it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I love this.
The sponsors are just supporting our.
Yeah, it's like a giveaway.
There's great. You can skirt around everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. No, it's not. They're already fan funders. We're playing, which we are.
We are.
Yeah. Yes, Kevin, I did see the Hard Knock series for sure, 100%. All right, we got another caller in. And it is
like an exciting one, I think.
Yeah, let's see. Coach Smook, what's up? Run the Smook emojis up in the comment box. Coach Smook, what's up, man? Good morning to you.
What's good, Kyle? Good morning. Good morning.
Man, these are the old days, man. We're used to. Well, actually, Smook called just one time, and then he got elevated to the show. Coach,
crazy.
what's
I used to listen to it a lot, but I never called in before to that one time.
Yeah. So Coach, give us the update. Where are you at? What state are you in, and what's kind of your ETA to Alabama, Tuscaloosa?
So I not too long ago, probably about like 30, 45 minutes ago, crossed the Tennessee state line. I've taken my time, just kind of enjoying the trip, and but yeah, I had to stop at the state line. And if y'all go look at my Twitter, y'all will see me. I had to get out, and I have my Bama flag right there, and I'm in my Bama hoodie, and you can see the Tennessee. You can barely see the Tennessee sign, welcome to Tennessee sign, and I got my Bama flag holding it up, man. So marking our territory everywhere I go. Just happy to be on the way back, man. Yeah, it's funny, man. And I stopped at a truck stop.
Was it a Buc-ee's?
Right above Tennessee and Virginia.
Was it a Buc-ee's?
Yeah, it was like. Was that?
Was it a Buc-ee's?
Nah, you know what? I don't even think they have those up this way.
Well, I mean,
dude, if they do,
are they only in the South?
Find one.
Yeah, well, in the South, there. I mean, if he's in Tennessee,
he's in the South. I know, yeah, but
no, there's one coming in from on the way from Nashville to Alabama.
Yeah,
like to Huntsville.
Yeah,
isn't it in Huntsville?
I think so.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be passing through Huntsville around 1:00.
Yeah, why don't you do a video from there or something if you can?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do that.
Maybe we can do our.
Look, I got a question for the undefeated though.
Go ahead, Coach.
Did we lose him?
Yo, undefeated, what's good, undefeated? So, my question to the undefeated is, if Jalen Miro doesn't get the starting job, who's the starter and why? And I'm going to look at the comments, and for tonight, it's going to play into the reality or reach segment. I got a good debate that I was reading through on Twitter with a couple of people, and I think this would be a good debate. Hopefully, Kyle could come on the late night tip and close it out with me. I think this would be a good one, Kyle. I saw some different answers, and I wanted to, because I heard you talking about Milroe and letting him play ball. Well, what if he just don't grasp it? Who's the man? Who's next up? So I would love to see what the comments say about that, man. Initial thoughts, Kyle. What about you? What you think? Initial thoughts. Who's the man?
Oh, I think, you and I are going to talk about the quarterbacks too. That's what I was thinking. Maybe if you can go, we could talk about the quarterbacks and you can be like from Buc-ee's, like that. Like your video would be. For me, I think that, I've been on this Jalen Milroe train for a long time. I think that, he'll be able to grasp these new concepts under the offensive scheme, and I think he's honestly going to flourish. I think about all the weapons that Alabama has. It gets me excited. So yeah, I'm not too worried about Milroe coming in. I like the quarterback room. I do. Competition makes the product better. So not worried about it. And if you're wondering where Smook is moving from, he's moving from Virginia to Tuscaloosa. So we will have him in Tuscaloosa here, today. So Smook, do we still have you? I know it's choppy waters here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, you're not floating down the Tennessee River or anything. You're cruising down at a good pace, and we'll have you here in Tuscaloosa. What else you got, Coach? Before we get to our next caller.
Nothing, man. I just wanted to check in with everybody, man. Just want to say thank you again, Kyle, for the opportunity, man. I made a video this morning on my phone, kind of like a memory motivational type thing for, because I know this is just the beginning, and as good as it feels, I know it's going to require a lot more focus and intensity once I touch down. So I made a video to kind of remind myself of where I'm coming from. And yeah, man, I just hope people see the encouragement in the journey, man. It's not just for me. I don't do this just for me. I got a family to support and everything, but I do it to motivate people, because some people are worse off than us, Kyle. Some people have been down worse than we have. So if I can make it up, if I can get up from where I'm at, I know you can. So that's all my Bama family and all the trolls, everybody in the chat, man. Much love, and I'll see y'all in a few hours.
All right, Smook. Appreciate you, bro. All right, be safe on the road.
All right, man. Roll Tide.
Roll
Man.
Tide to you, man. All right, that was Coach Smook moving from Virginia to Tuscaloosa. We're excited about it. We can't wait to have Coach Smook here in Tuscaloosa, covering the Alabama Crimson Tide. Gonna be awesome. We're really excited about it. So be safe, like Caitlin says. And what's up, Beth? We appreciate you becoming a fan funder. Will everybody please welcome Beth? We still need that welcome emoji.
I will make that right now.
What can it be? A welcome emoji. DR33 is like, is it
like
too
the
early
fist
for a
bump.
drink?
A Bloody Mary, maybe?
Yeah.
Mimosa?
There you go. Is a Bloody Mary, like, it's okay on Saturday, or is it just like a Sunday thing?
It's okay on Saturday.
Right?
Yeah, it's like football games. Come on.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay. I don't know where I was. Even like, yeah, it's a basketball. Mm-hmm. It's a basketball pregame. Patriot Life, what's up, man? Smoke moving money. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate you supporting the business. You know, that, you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. And honestly, the business is how we support our content creators. Honestly, they get paid every Friday. T did the payroll last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's how we operate, and we appreciate you guys being here. Darkwing Duck's like, it's never too early for a drink. Yeah, you do you, man. Bloody Marys. You know what? They had a good Bloody Mary at 5.
Oh, it was really good.
They really did. And so they have Brick and Spoon has these Bloody Marys, but have you seen this?
I haven't been there yet.
So Brick and Spoon is a place. I think it originated in Birmingham, and now they have one over here. But the Bloody Marys are like they're gigantic. They come in like a fishbowl.
Do they put like all the things on it?
It can be a little bit like
I'm not a huge fan of that.
like they put like your sugar bacon in here and
like
your,
a hamburger,
yeah,
chicken wing.
Yeah, like a piece of
a bit
lobster.
much.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, I don't know.
But some people love that.
It's
like
it's a meal.
Like a buffet on like all these random things.
Yeah, it's a skewer buffet. Patriot Life, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you supporting us to support Coach Smook. So thank you so much for that right here on Bama Football on YouTube. We get the we need, you know what we need, because Free Mike is calling in. You know what we need is T-Pain, Locked Up.
That song.
They won't let me
I'll just sing it.
Yeah. You know when they do the bars closing? All right, Mike, get your free Mike emojis up. We have Free Mike calling in from the other side. It's not Shawshank. It might be a step back. We'll see how the cell phone service is from inside the Clank. We go to Mike in Austin. Collect a call from
Mike in Austin, Texas. Roll Tide.
To accept, press 1. Beep. Mike, what's up, man? Appreciate you calling in on this fine Saturday morning. Welcome on in the show, man.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you for having me, making me part of your show. If I have a bad signal, just hang up on me. The walls are pretty thick around here. So I hope you hear me pretty good. But, hey, man, you know something, dude? The more I think about this Kalen DeBoer hire, I think Bama kind of really lucked out. Where we are at this place in time, how we lost the GOAT, and we brought in another super special coach. Because I know, Kyle, that we've already discussed this, but Kalen DeBoer already has experience running dynasties. I mean, if you look at his success at Sioux Falls, the dude went 67-3, won 3 national championships, and played for 2 others. I mean, he has been super successful. So I just think the dynasty continues, and I just look at the coaching hires of the past 5 years or so, and this is the best possible dude we could have got. Because if you look at his resume, and we already know what he did at Washington, in his second year, played for the national championship. So my God, man, I just think this is a match made in heaven with Kalen DeBoer and the tradition of Alabama football. And I think the future is just real bright. But just looking at his record alone in Sioux Falls, man, the dude already has, like I mentioned, experience running a dynasty. So I'm real happy about that, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm bringing up right now. Here I am, full screen. I was going to bring up his overall statistics at his previous destinations, and it's really remarkable to see what Kalen Moore was able to do. Right? I mean, you see at Sioux Falls. I mean, look at these records. Right? 11-2, 14-0, 13-1, 14-0, 15-0. Like, okay, and then you go to Fresno. And 3-3, that was the COVID year. Fresno State, 9-3, right? And they win the New Mexico Bowl. So at Fresno State, he was 12-6. Goes to Washington, 11-2 from the jump, 14-1. I mean, damn! Like when you just look at this, like look at the overall records. Yeah, at Sioux Falls, he was 49-1.
That's insane,
right? Like when you look to this, you're just like, oh, damn. Right? I mean,
yeah, it's impressive to say the least.
Mike, yeah, absolutely, man. What else you got, man?
It's very impressive, and apparently the players like playing for him because there's been 3 or 4 guys follow him over from Washington. So apparently players like being around playing for him. So I'm just very happy about that. And as far as the quarterback, that's it's Jalen Milroe. I think he's the quarterback until he messes up so bad he loses it. But I don't expect that happening. What I see happening, Kyle, is this new coaching staff taking Jalen Milroe and turning him into just a better quarterback, helping him throw better, read better. But the biggest problem last year, like in that championship game, Kyle, Bama had a good defense. We had a championship caliber defense. The reason we lost that game was because of the offensive line. So I think if the offensive line gets better, Jalen Milroe's going to have more time to think about what he's doing. So I think the future is just real bright for Jalen Milroe. And if and when Ty Simpson transfers, I don't blame him. I don't blame him if when he does. I hope not, but I'm expecting that to happen here in April when the portal opens. But hey, Kyle, take care, man. God bless, dude.
All right,
Later,
man. All right, appreciate you. That's Mike calling in from Austin. And looks like we have Chris from New Jersey calling in next. My name is Kyle Henderson at Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys joining us. And up next, we got who's next on at 10? I guess we'll have to look.
I think it's Merrill and then Sean.
Okay. All right. So that's Merrill and Coach Sean, and then Coach Smook en route to Tuscaloosa. So glad to have everybody on board right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. And then later on today at 3 p.m., you have Alabama taking on Kentucky in basketball, number 13 versus number 17 up in Rupp Arena. I want to ask you guys, okay, so today is a significant day here in Tuscaloosa. I don't think a lot of people know why, but it's crawfish season is here. So we were hanging out with some friends last night, and the official crawfish, they have them and they're ready. So the way that it's done here and the way that look, let me ask you inside the comment box, are you a fan of crawfish? Yes or no? Are you a friend? Are we friends of crawfish? Are we fans of crawfish?
Eat them.
T, I want that. Can that be another poll question?
Yeah.
But can you give us the results of the other poll question too?
Sure. So it looks like 34% say Tennessee football fans are the worst. Only 5% say LSU are the worst.
Yeah.
16% say Georgia, and then 44% say Auburn. But you know what? Georgia was winning there for a long time.
Georgia's been getting up there. I think the more success that they've had, it's made them more arrogant. And I think my prediction is why Alabama doesn't have this, hate for LSU is because they love the food so much. Like if you've ever gone to an LSU tailgate, they will take care of you. Yeah, it stinks and stuff like that, the whole place, but I don't know. It wasn't bad when I went down there. I can't wait to go back. Crayfish. So a lot of people say that they're like the cockroaches of the sea or whatever. Look, the way that they're done here is you go to Ingram Farms. This could be another sponsor, T.
Yeah.
Ingram Farms. Okay. So you go to Ingram Farms and you have to call in your order now, right now. And, 4 people, whatever, you can 8 to 10 pounds, and it comes with your potatoes. It comes with your andouille sausage. Comes with your corn, and they make them pretty good. Honestly, I personally don't eat an overwhelming amount of shellfish, although I love oysters. But crawfish is really good. So check them out if you haven't seen them. Ingram Farms over in Northport, and they also have a really nice ice cream bar. So they used to be right here kind of by Soco Park, and now they're out like in Northport, going out to, they're a little ways out there. Kind of like on the, you can look it up. Maybe you can help me out with the area, but.
It's in Northport. Yeah, I see it. And on Highway 43.
There you go. Thank you. It's on 43 because we're on 69 last night. It's 43. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like going out to Florence again.
Yeah. But it's
it used to be on Watermelon Road, but that closed.
Yeah,
and now it's on
it was right
43.
Here. It was right here by Old Colony.
Yeah.
If you went, you know where it was? You know where that Shell station is?
That's when I've had it on.
Yeah. Yep. That's where it's at. So anyways, crawfish. Do we like crawfish?
Yes.
Are we a crawfish friendly?
56% do like crawfish.
So we're a crawfish friendly.
Someone tell me what the difference between crawfish and crayfish is.
Oh, I don't know that.
Is there one?
I don't know that.
Undefeated?
Maybe Chris from New Jersey will know. Chris, what's up, man? We're going right to you. Chris, do we know what a crayfish and a crawfish? Do we know the difference of that, or do we have to use another lifeline?
I think they're actually the same thing. They're both. I'll tell you one thing. They're both tasty.
It's like the violin and the fiddle debate, right?
I'll eat both of them.
Yeah. Okay. So do they have? I know you're in the Northeast now, but they don't do crawfish up there. Are you a fan of it? Obviously you have.
I am a fan. Only warm water, and we do have the lobsters up here, which are tasty. But over the last few years, they've gotten outrageously expensive. But the mud bugs are tasty. I love those.
Yeah,
a beer and one of those, you could sit out all day.
Well, what is a mud bug?
I may be from the north, but I'm still fun.
So the mud bug is a crawfish.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this.
It's like
Okay. All right.
Kyle, real quick. So my wife walked in, and I got to whisper a little bit. She walked in. She heard our hate talk. She was like, "You shouldn't hate. You should only strongly dislike."
Yeah.
But now she's not in the room right now. I want to call what I have is rolling hate. So when I first, like about 15 years ago, I hated Auburn real bad. Right then, my shift from my hate went to like LSU, and now my hate in the SEC. Oh, I hate those cowbells. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
I hate A&M. But my number one hate, and I got to whisper. I'm going to say my number one dislike, Kyle, is I hate Georgia. Oh God, I hate Georgia. I don't know how did the poll turn out?
The poll it's Auburn leading, right?
Yeah, Auburn 44%, I think. That one ended because we're doing the crawfish now.
All right, I could see that.
Yeah, it only makes sense, and I think that's why that was another reason why Ryan Williams committing was another like added benefit, right, for Alabama fans, because they just because it seemed like it seemed like it was down to Auburn and Alabama, and also Alabama fans don't like the stuff with Hugh Freeze and then Auburn getting Hugh Freeze. It's like it continues to play on each other. So that's where we're at. So we ended on now we're on crawfish.
And Kyle, one last thing, and this will be the most important thing I've said to you in a while. My wife believes that you and Taylor make a very cute couple. So I just wanted to let's get that out there to the undefeated. I'm sure everybody agrees. And so I will leave you two on that note. I hope basketball wins today. Thanks again for getting me stuck with that basketball. And have a great day, Kyle.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
All right, roll Tide to you. Thank you so much for calling in, Chris. All right, Chris calling in from New Jersey. And, okay, so I learned a couple things. The mud bugs are crawfish. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I learned that. And and as I would imagine, they're more expensive up in the East Coast, which we knew that.
Yeah,
But
okay.
can you imagine the seafood that he has access to? Like the Northeast
Oh, come on.
play, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
no competition.
and one of the places I still want to go, I want to go up to like Maine and have like the real
Yes.
experience.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I mean, I don't know.
lobster.
I don't know how long you stay in Maine.
Well, so that's where Stephen King like grew up, and so
Really?
yeah, and I think he still has a lot of property out there. My friends rented a house there for a whole summer, and they say it's beautiful. Like
Well,
it's a really cool
yeah,
place,
I
and there's a
mean-
lot of stuff to do. Like
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
on the water.
Look, I like I said, you know, I lived in the East Coast. I lived in DC, but I never really got to experience like Delaware, Maine.
I've never,
You know, kind of up in the New Hampshire. I would just kind of like to at least like cruise through there just to
Yeah.
see it. I mean, you know, like,
maybe that's like a fall activity. Like
yeah.
we'll go see the leaves. You know what I mean?
That's like getting older when you start.
Yeah, right. Have y'all seen the Leaper episode of Family Guy?
Oh, you know what? Health and wealth. I love alligator. Alligator's
Me
good too.
too. Yeah.
Alligator's great.
It is good.
Yeah. The clam chowder. Oh, I love clam chowder. See, that's the thing that I would be interested in, you know. But you know where else has some lobster, some amazing clam chowder is in San Francisco when they do it in the sourdough. Have you heard
Oh,
that?
yeah.
So
Insane.
you guys know of this? They do a sourdough bread and they cut it out and it's like the bowl and they put the clam chowder in there and they give it to you. Yeah.
So good.
Boston. So I went out to Boston. My mom graduated from Harvard just recently with a business analytics degree, like 2 years ago. And I went and stayed in Boston for 12 days. And I had never been to Boston before. It was amazing. You know, I've been to New York City, you know, countless times. And my mom was married to someone from Connecticut, so I've been, you know, there. But I never been to Boston. Man, Boston was amazing. I loved Boston. T, you been to Boston?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I
been a while,
I went everywhere. I did all the museums. I did like I did some nightlife, everything, music. Like honestly, it was amazing. The weather was perfect. I was staying in Cambridge, and then I cruise out, and I had a friend that was that lives in Back Bay, and then I was. But you know where I found I went to the North End, and it's basically like Italy, honestly. Like okay, you have like Little Italy. No. Like it was like North End in Boston. You guys know of this as well. It is literally Italy. Like I felt like
Interesting.
the amount of Italian places that I went, like and the food, it was crazy. It was amazing. The Red Sox were actually during that 12-day stretch that I was there, they were away. So I didn't do a tour of. I've actually been to a game in Fenway many years ago. My cousin used to play for the San Francisco Giants. This was like many years ago when I was like 13, 14, really into college. Rich Aurelia. And he played for the Mariners, and he played up in Fenway. So I've been to a game at Fenway, but yeah, yeah, I'm all into it. We got I think we have a 865. We'll take it. Hey, what's going on? You're online with Kyle Henderson. Who am I online with, and where are you calling in from?
Kyle, what's up, buddy? It's Cody from Knoxville.
Cody, what's up, man? Appreciate you, man. Just talking some crawfish and talking, I don't know, North End in Boston. So now we're in Knoxville, man. I appreciate you calling in. It's always good to rap with you, man. Come with it, man, and welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, brother. My brother and I are actually on a road trip, and I was like, I wanted him to check out the Bama football channel, so I tuned in and saw that you're taking calls, man. Wanted to see if I could get on with you, so appreciate the opportunity. And I hear you talking about food, so I'm like, hell yeah, I'm all about that. And talking about visiting up in the the Northeast. I went to you're talking about Boston. I went to Boston a few years ago, and it was pretty cool. We went to this bar right next to a cemetery, and on the window it said, "The only bar in the world you can drink a cold Sam Adams next to cold Sam Adams."
Yeah, it was.
All right,
yeah,
I'll go
yeah.
drink a winter lager for that.
For sure. Well, you know what? People love the is it the Oktoberfest? The Sam Adams
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the best ones that you can get. 100%. So
Yeah, most people get excited about that pumpkin spice, coming out during the fall. I'll do like me an Oktoberfest.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Where are you guys going to? Where are you guys road tripping to?
We just came down last night for my brother-in-law's birthday. Came down real quick from Knoxville to Chattanooga. And then
Cool.
Back up from Chattanooga to Knoxville.
You know what?
So just a short little hour and a half.
But I've heard that Chattanooga, I've driven through there a handful of times, but I heard it's a pretty cool city, and I heard that they have some good food, and I'd like to check out. Did you have a good, like, it's a good spot, right?
Oh, dude, yeah, they've done it well. They've planned out the city real close to the river, downtown. Hey, what's a good suggestion for Kyle? My brother. My brother knows restaurants much more than I do in Chattanooga.
As far as the bar goes, I would go to I think it's the Flying Squirrel.
Flying Squirrel.
What about food, though?
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. Leah is a really nice Italian restaurant.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Yeah,
We'll do.
Here's the thing, Kyle. Aaliyah or Flying Squirrel, there's some really cool spots in Chattanooga, and they've got good bars, good eats, good, just a good entertainment vibe for such a small little town.
Yeah, it's very walkable downtown, so you can just park somewhere, walk around.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's a good place to eat.
Hey, Cody. Before,
yeah, man.
I have a question for you. On definitely we'll check out Chattanooga. Someone saying Boathouse in Chattanooga. But I have a question. So one of the times that I was in Knoxville, I went to this. It was I guess it was like, I don't know. It was a seafood house. It was pretty nice. It was like in a downtown area.
Chesapeake.
Yes, that's exactly where I went. Yes.
Yeah, man. Chesapeake, downtown Knoxville.
Yeah, and I remember going into the bar. It was a pretty good experience. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the food was really good. It was pretty pricey, but it was tasty for sure. And then from there, I somehow I found myself on like this. Like, I went to the square in Knoxville where it has like all the bars, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, that's a great area too. So, and what Knoxville's done is they've really, in the past 5 years, kind of tried to up their game when it comes to the bar scene and the food scene, because it was really lacking. And so they've put in some really cool stuff downtown, and Chesapeake, good breweries as well. So
yeah, that's what's up.
I already told you, Kyle, come up for that Bama game, bro, and I will have a bottle of bourbon for you, ready for you to open up, and we'll hang out, man. I'd love to meet you and do some whooping up on the the Volunteers' ass. I hope that happens for sure, because I cannot stand. I'm a Texas boy bound in Knoxville right now.
Yeah, I got you, man. Well, Cody, I appreciate it. You guys be safe on the road, and we will catch up with you soon, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, take care, Kyle. Thanks, man.
All right, see ya. All right. Okay, we got Merrill coming up next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. We're going to transition right here, but I wanted to say thanks to all our friends who have purchased the Undefeated gear. How to do that. If you became a fan funder today, we appreciate you guys, and you are now part of the Undefeated. The Undefeated is a chat. Named them that a long time ago because literally they can look up everything. Everyone's lived all over. It's a healthy community of knowledge, and we love our Undefeated. So T is going to start playing with some graphics in the back and mixing natural. Here's some photos, which is it's so amazing to see, honestly. And then Residence Inn in Ocean City, Maryland, one of our sponsors. Guests can book at residenceinnoc.com. Use the promo code LPR for special Bama pricing. We appreciate you guys so much. We're going to get Merrill added to the screen and the overlays added. T, have we added the overlay in the back? And we can switch now. And we have Merrill. Merrill, can you hear me, buddy?
Hey, what up, Kyle?
What's up, Merrill? I appreciate you being here, man. You off to a good start on this fine Saturday?
Always, man. You know, every day for me is a good day. I don't know why, but I'm just like one of those guys where I wake up and I get my stuff done. Like, I get a workout in. I'm just like ready to go.
You sound who does that sound like?
Oh, sorry.
No, T, who was just Merrill, repeat that one more time.
So I wake up, right? Like I get up in the morning, I pop up, I throw my stuff on, I hit the gym, and I'll do my cardio and my weights, and I'm like ready to roll. And I'm
Literally.
like, my energy's like up. I'm like ready to go.
I know that's it. So that's how I'm like the
Okay,
the earlier I wake up, the better day I have. It's crazy. Like
yeah. Okay.
exactly, Jarvis and Carla. They're like, it sounds like you 100%.
Mhm.
Like I wake up and I'm like, do 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 do, and I just like,
Yeah, dude.
and I have to. And
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like I always say this, I'm like, win the morning, win the day. And somebody told me, they were like, that's complete, like, bullshit. I'm like, no, like that's
No.
how I operate, honestly. And if you have, like, I don't sleep in. I don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
refuse to.
Good.
I can't.
Good. I can't. Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. And I'm
There's no
not
way.
look, if you're out there and you're laying in bed right now and you're like, shut up, like
I know.
that's fine too. But this is just me. This is what works best for me. And if you're just chilling, and if you're posted up and you're on your couch and you're in your comfies, that's fine. Because I bet you someone's in there, they're like, shut up.
They're like, these guys, these dudes, like they're getting up at 4 a.m. Who they think they are? Who they think they are?
No,
man, that's how it is, man.
Because you have to also, like, there's a balance. And right now I'm kind of like an overdrive, and we're building something great. So I'm excited about it, and I know you are too. You're excited to be a part of it. So you kind of bring that energy to what you're working with. But it's also important, like, just to post up. Like the other day, T and I literally we watched. She'd never seen The Sopranos, so we got Sopranos. We got some drinks out, and we had a pizza. And it
was like the best setup ever.
Yeah, it's the best. That's good stuff right there.
And like, I don't know, like this is
like in the Four Seasons on like the best vacation I've ever had.
I love that, man.
So it's like,
so we never do that.
Yeah. So the balance of like, enjoying life, but also being like highly motivated is something I'm still working on, and I have my kids, this week. So when I have the kids and when I don't have the kids, it's completely different lifestyles, right? Because, now you're responsible for, your kids and, all the stuff, like, breakfast and lunch and dance and football. And, I pick up every single Monday through Thursday, really Friday at 3, I pick up 5 kids from football practice. And then in the evening times, I take Lacey to dance 3 times a week. She also has tutoring in the afternoon. So you're like, well, when the hell? Yeah. So like my downtime to do anything is 0.
Yeah. The kids are as busy as we are, so we have their schedules on top of.
Because think about it. I start my day at like 4:20, get back by 6:30. Show is at 8, right?
Yeah.
And then, it's like the kids go to school. So but it's all good. Yeah. And Maddie, the kids are Smook is on his way. The kids, Smook should be here by like, I don't know, 1 or 2. So he's en route. And we'll be keeping you guys posted. But no, you've been doing a great job, Merrill, and we appreciate having you on. And I know you and Ty, how did so you and Ty talked about the offensive line. How did that go? Give us kind of a teaser.
100%. And I'll just throw this out there right now. If you're not a fan funder, you should become one, because this video that me and Ty did, it's lit. It's a great, you guys will like this. And we went a little over our time, a little bit, talking about this, and me and Ty probably could go in depth on a lot of stuff, football wise with these position groups, but with the offensive line, we really kind of broke it down. We talked about some key little pieces that you guys would find really interesting. I don't want to give obviously too much away, because then there's no point. But I'll tell you this is what we did highlight is we talked about Coach Cap a lot. I'll talk a little bit about him today too.
Who said it better? The last name, Kapilovic. Did you guys get it down?
No, I use, man. I'm not even going with that. I'm using Coach Cap.
Yeah.
Smart. When I was a kid, man, I had like a speech impediment. There's no way I'm going back to that.
Yeah. I had to practice it. I was like, Kapilovic.
I know.
You were like writing all these names out phonetically. You should
honestly,
see this board we have.
We have a board right here, and T writes them out phonetically so we can like nail them. Because, and then I love if you go on the roster and it has the little ear you can click, and it's like,
I know they should do that for all the names, but they do it for stupid names.
No, we've been saying Ola Saline wrong.
Oh my God, we've been saying Aline and it's Alanin.
Yeah,
it's Alanin.
Alanin.
Yeah.
because it spelled like Alanin, and we were convinced somehow. I don't know how this happened, but we're like, no, you don't say like the other end. I don't know how we made that up.
Let me say something on this.
Sorry,
It's like
Ola.
when I was at Washington, University of Washington, you know how many guys are there from like the islands? Oh my dude, you know how hard it is to pronounce some of those guys' names? You get really good at just figuring it out really fast. But man, they're like you're sitting in a whole row with like Samoan Brotherhood over here, and you're like, dude, I don't know. How do I say? You come up with nicknames because you can't pronounce a lot of the names.
Tua is not like his full name. Like his full name is, I mean, like I don't know, like 5 syllables or something like that. On top of Tonga Wailoa, right?
Can anyone say it? Tua's name?
I mean, I personally can't. We can look it up real quick and like maybe have Siri say it.
Let's see.
Or the computer watch. I'll say it real quick.
You have
Watch,
it.
I watch Tua Tonga Wailoa full name. You guys ready for this?
Well, it's just like DJ this is always a hard one. He just went to Florida State, a quarterback. You guys are actually talking about this a few weeks ago.
Let's see.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, Tuaniga Mangapola.
That was actually not bad.
Right?
That wasn't bad. That was actually pretty close. You missed, I think, La
Do it one more time, please.
La Pola.
Come on. No. Play the
You were
thing.
good.
Computer.
I don't even know where.
Oh man.
Oh, let's see.
Tuaniga Manuela Poa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah.
Tuaniga Manuela Poa.
Yeah. I mean, look, I get it. Whatever. And a lot of these names that we've had in this year have been, really interesting to learn how to say and how to spell. Like Chris Kopalovic, right? Maurice Lindquist, Colin Hitchler. Kane, how about this one? Kane, it's WOMMACK, but it's Womack. I need a linguist, like a linguistic.
Well,
to say that. What? Yeah. I've never seen that. Is this exist? I think it just might be a Southern thing.
I don't know.
That's what the scout said.
Really?
Yeah, he said it's like a Southern thing. Oh, Keon Saab. Think about that one. Are we saying that one?
Yeah, we have no idea. How are you saying it, Meryl?
It's Saab. Like
Sab.
And there's some guys in this chat who are studs. Like Moonrocka will always set you up, and he breaks it down for you. Yeah. And it's actually correct.
Let's make him our
phonetics
expert.
Yeah, and then Jor can be our
Jor is money.
For sure. Facts, dude.
Henry, what's up, man? Appreciate you becoming a fan.
Henry.
Yeah, fan funder. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mike. We see you inside the comment box as well.
Mike.
Thank you so much for being here. And this has been good. I think a lot of the times, like a lot of people like the show too, is because it's like how relatable are you, right? And we've lived in different places, we've done a lot of things. So there's a lot to go over, and I always love just having time. Like Dwight was like, well, how the hell do you still do the show? Yeah, it's I mean, honestly, I love doing the show, but when I am working out, I am getting up in the morning at that time, like it's a press, right? And how we are going to cover items on the YouTube channel are going to also dictate like on what's happening with the season. So like February is pretty easy because you're just doing live shows. But think about this: when you start stacking on press conferences, when you start stacking on media availabilities, whether it's players at the podium, assistant coaches, practice footage. When you have a game, how are you going to manage like your game features? Like what are you going to do during the game, pre-game, post-game, afterwards, right? So a lot of those elements will be also added. So we're all working together to fix that. But yeah, I'm excited to check out. I'm gonna go do a quick edit on your guys' video, kind of look at everything, put some overlays and stuff like that. So if you're a fan funder, you get to see that video immediately. But for people who are not a fan funder, it'll go out tomorrow on Sunday morning at 5 a.m. So you'll get a sneak peek. So I'll publish it probably by like 12 p.m. and you'll get a taste to look at the offensive line with Merrill and Ty. So we appreciate you guys doing that. Oh, and Merrill, we have a backdrop coming to you as well. So T is going to be in contact with you, but it says like Merrill Report, Bama Football on YouTube, and we're sending out those to each of our. We got one for Coach for everyone. Yeah. So
Oh man,
because he
dude, that's so cool of you guys. Thank you.
because Ty is like in a
he has like a pretty pimp backdrop.
CBS studio. So
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, Ty's like this looks like a perfect podcast, man. Looks
right,
good.
yeah, he's crushing it. All right, man. Well, have a good segment. We'll be behind the scenes. I'm still here at the computer, so let us know what you need or whatever. But appreciate you. Yeah, Beth, and I appreciate you. Yeah, love the diversity of the video. If you like to travel, great tips. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Merrill's up in the Pacific Northwest. Jarek's in Buffalo. Smook is coming down from Virginia over here. We're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Ty is in Texas. And that makes a big part of our staff. And we're talking with some other content creators to come on. I'm from New Mexico, but I lived in Los Angeles for 2 years. I lived in DC for 2 years. I lived in Virginia for another year. I lived in Florida, and I went to school in Pella, Iowa. So that's what I think has made me relatable to a lot of people, honestly, because I've done a lot of cool shit. Right. I worked on Capitol Hill. I've worked for football training camps. I worked for On3. I worked for Rivals. I ran my own business for 12 years. Now I'm running my own business again, so it's been a really good life. And I'm excited about every single day, and you should be. So you get one spin around the globe, and we're gonna do it right. So Merrill, have a good show, man. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Merrill, have a good segment, man, and take it away.
I appreciate you, man. Yo, Kyle, everybody. How awesome, man. I love Kyle. I love T jumping on. I love that interaction. I hope you guys too. How you guys doing today? What an awesome day. I love coming back with you guys. It was fun. Yesterday we had the afternoon session, and then I got on and I closed it out last night too. For those who kind of joined in, we had some fun last night too. And we talked about some good stuff, and we ran through kind of a list of 24 class awards, and that was a tough one. But we also talked about Saban and having him there with the board, right? So let's run it up, man. Like I love it. Let's see who's here this morning and say what's up to y'all. I know I've seen a lot in here, and you guys are already running out there. And again, Henry Bailey, welcome, new member, Henry Bailey. Stephen Hicks, what's up? Jared, what's going on? Health and wealth. Jarvis is in here. Marquita's in here. Beth, what's going on? Kimberly, how are you? Matt Farms, Mike Fort, how you doing? Rhonda, how you doing? Let's see here. Alexa, you're in here. What's up? What's up? Dwight, I see you in here. I saw you in here earlier. Darkwing Duck, you know me. You know me. What's up, man? Beth, how you doing? Ephraim, how you doing, man? How you doing? Tony Jones, what's up, man? Kimberly, how are you? How are you? I know we got a lot in here today, and I love it. And Katrina, how you doing too? Alexa, how you doing? Beth, what's up? I love it. I love seeing you guys come in here and join up, and we have some more good stuff to talk about today, and some interesting news that popped out too with the hiring of another coach. I guess so a lot of people don't like to call him coach, right? And I'll tell you this is it's more so they like to call him Ephraim. How you doing? Hey, appreciate that this morning. Love it. Ephraim with that $5 super chat just because it's Bama. 100% appreciate you, Ephraim. Thank you very much. And I'll tell you, they won't call them coaches, but really they are coaches, and those are the analysts who come in, right? Or they'll be labeled like a quality control coach, right? And so I love it. It's pretty awesome. And Henry Bailey, man, I like this dude. My first Bama game was against Georgia Tech at Legion Field in 1957. Dang, Henry, that's pretty cool, man. There's some cool history there. I love that. I just want to put that out there because that's man, if that's your first Bama game, that is cool as hell. I applaud you 100%. So I mean, we got a new coach, and he's good. He's good. Okay, he's a senior offensive analyst, but he is good. I'm going to tell you guys about him too, and we're going to jump in with these other topics as well. If you guys didn't jump on last night, we had some fun with this, and I ran in. Joe, what's going on, man? John, what's up? What's up, John? You got to get that name green, John. Become a fan funder. I see you on there. Let's see who else is saying what's up. Hey, Carla, how you doing? I don't know if I shouted you out earlier, but I'll tell you. We talked about this last night. Marvin Waffle House, what's up, dog? My favorite breakfast spot. And DR334, my dog, what's up? We talked about it last night. Was like, was Beamer, right? The coach over at South Carolina. talking about DeBoer. Really dropping some interesting comments there, some really good comments, but really, really interesting. And I'll tell you, man, that is pretty phenomenal. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of our incoming offensive line. We highlighted one of them last night, but some people were dropping in some other names when we handed out some of these 2024 freshman only, incoming freshman only class awards, right? And it was a lot of fun talking about that. Remember, you can always go back and rewatch the previous evening or morning sessions here at Bama Football on YouTube. Remember to run those thumbs up, subscribe, run those thumbs up, subscribe, and become a fan funder so you can watch these videos and jump in on some of the content. And I know it's just going to keep getting better, right? And Jermaine Mims, what's up, man? And here's the thing about it too, right? Is just always growing, always getting better. And that's not just like our thought process and Kyle and T's thought process here at Bama Football on YouTube, but that should be everybody's thought process in life. Always growing, always getting better. You never want to stop learning. You never want to stop getting better, right? Hence why we talked about this morning, okay? And yeah, Jared, we're gonna cover Mitch. And Mike, how you doing, man? We're gonna cover Mitch. But always growing, always getting better. We talked about this morning with working out, getting up early, getting your workout in, getting your day started, just getting after it. Because in the end of the day, right, Kyle's right. You only get one life. You only get one life. And you need to make the most out of it. So how do we do it? Everyone has a different routine. But create a routine that's positive. Create a process for yourself that works. Why do I say this, and how does it even relate to Bama football? Am I just giving you motivation this morning? Maybe a little bit, for sure. But how does it relate to Bama football? Creating a process that works, always getting better, one day at a time, 1-0. Okay, this is how it relates, because we discussed it a little bit yesterday, and we'll just jump into it right now, is the fact that there was an article that came out that was discussing how Saban would be a hindrance here at University of Alabama, and almost be, some people felt like, he'd be looking over the shoulder of DeBoer, okay? It doesn't work like that. No, not at all. And I talked extensively in both segments yesterday, in the morning segment and in the evening segment. But I just want to highlight it again, because we keep coming back to these things of what makes you successful, what makes you great, what makes you get to these places, right? What makes you continue to grow, continue to build on something that's already great. And how I relate it back again. Bama Football on YouTube is great. It's great. They have, between Kyle and T, the coaches with Coach Jay, Coach Sean, Coach Smoot, with Ty Hayes, Roundtable Sports, they've done a phenomenal job, right? Phenomenal job. Everybody as a team, right? But you really see it built with Kyle and T of where this has gone, where this is going, and you're just going to see it getting better. So that's why it's exciting, and why we want you guys to become fan funders, because you're going to see that growth, and you never know how growth will inspire you. That's what the beauty of it, right? So you watching someone else be successful and get growth, being a part of that, it's amazing to see and watch how it inspires you. Again, we go back to Alabama football, just in hence of what we're seeing now, right? We are seeing growth in a positive way. It's not like there was anything negative before, okay? But what we are seeing is we're seeing growth with what is going on in this, I guess, new era, right? The DeBoer era. The DeBoer era. I love it. But what's cool is that we're building on something that is already great. Okay, we're building on something that is already set in stone, that is already have a place in history that never dropped off. Okay, that's what's exciting. And I'll tell you, when you look at this and you look at the fact that DeBoer comes in, KD comes in, Coach KD comes in with the right mental attitude, with the right overall persona, with the right values and character and integrity. The right man for the job. But not just that, but he's all down to build on what's already great here, to put his part in on it, to put his taste on it, right? To make it look a little like his own, but not take away from what already is good. And that's what Saban built too. And when they decide to lock arms, wouldn't you all be scared? Wouldn't everybody be scared? And did we hear about it? This team, there's a lot of talk, right? And you guys brought this up last night. and those who stayed on late with me, I really appreciate you guys. I know it can be late in the evening. You got to get to bed, or maybe you're going out for the night on a Friday night. But those who did tune in last night, I appreciate you guys so much. And I'll tell you this, as you guys brought this up, in the end of the day, right? Isn't it a good thing that we are hearing so much when anything goes down at University of Alabama with the football team, with Alabama football in general? Let's just say Alabama football. Okay. Isn't it a good thing? It is a good thing. And here's why I would say that. And we talked about this last night. Because Georgia, right? Everyone's like, well, there's a comment last night that said, how come nobody is talking about Georgia? And they lost two of their staff that was pretty big, right? And I'll tell you this is they lost. If you guys don't know, they obviously lost McGee, the running backs coach, who is a stud, absolute stud, right? He was a good coach. He's a great recruiter. He's going to Georgia State to be the head coach. So, and it's good. I'm excited for that aspect. But what I am excited for is like now these recruits are seeing this, but nobody says anything. Instead, everything coming over, right? Everything coming over is only focused on Bama and what's going on at Bama. Everybody wants to get that pressure on Bama. And here's the good thing, okay? The good thing, again, we talked about it last night, right? Is we discussed the fact that if there's so much attention on Bama for that reason, even when they lose the slightest coach, right? In this way or that way, maybe a coach who hasn't even coached here yet with Grubb and Huff, and all this attention's there. They're like, they want to see that negativity and that adversity come our way and bring it down, but and they're excited about that. You know what I mean? And so I think that's the thing, right? Is we are primed because you're seeing everybody around you be so excited and so focused when you have a loss. So they give you all this attention, but the attention that we're also getting is not bad. The attention that we're getting is these recruits are starting to see that they're seeing exactly, Batman. It's reverse rat poison. It's reverse, almost in a weird way. It's reverse psychology. Because what does Alabama do? What does the football team do? What is Courtney Morgan, the genius behind the scenes, doing? He is pulling all that negative energy in, all of that negative energy in. And there's a coach out there who also knows that. All right. And I'll tell you, that coach was in Coach Beamer, right, over at South Carolina. So if you guys didn't hear about this, and Jared, you brought up a point. Make sure, man, there's 184 people viewing. Run those thumbs up. They're right down there. You'll see it. Pop those thumbs up. Touch that thumbs up button for me because I'm going to get into some good stuff. I know you guys are going to like it, and I know you guys enjoy jumping on this channel. But I'll tell you, with Beamer, it was very interesting to hear, if you hadn't seen the article, Beamer talks about how much for him he basically says he respects DeBoer, KD, a lot. That he was planning before he took the job here at Alabama, that he was planning on flying to Seattle because he wanted to meet with Coach DeBoer. He wanted to meet with Coach KD to talk to him. Okay. He wanted to meet with him to talk with him because he says he just wins, and he wins at a really high rate. And I want to know what he does. Holy smokes, timeout. This is pretty crazy. The best part about it, right? And we discussed last night. This is pretty wild. He then takes this mindset. He says this after the fact that KD gets hired. Okay. After the fact that KD getting hired at University of Alabama. That, I will tell you guys, is insane. How many coaches, especially in the SEC conference, would even admit to the fact that they were going to go and meet, with a coach who, everyone's kind of downplaying in a way, right? That there's a drop off now. We're hearing it. That's why that negative attention was there. There's a drop off. That things will not be the same. That that championship mindset's gone. But how many people in the coaches in the conference would sit there and say, well, I was going to go meet with this coach because, to be honest with you, I didn't think that at all. That's basically what he says. He's like, how does this guy win the way he wins? Look at his background. You have an SEC coach who just straight, and give a lot of props to Beamer, because he just said the truth that every other coach is thinking in the SEC, and honestly, probably in Division I football. Honestly, probably football all the way down to that youth level, tell you the truth. We could probably go to our youth teams and they're going to implement the same concepts we saw at Washington, right? Same concepts we saw at Washington, maybe a little more simpler, right? But we're going to be seeing our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders doing the same thing when they enter on the field, as far as now this pro spread offense and the way it's moving. There's something going on that's powerful. He's bringing in energy that's different. And we just had an SEC coach basically have enough guts to step up and say it. And you know what? They're going to have to play him. But he says, hey, man, like straight up, I was going to meet with him. But obviously, I didn't get the chance to do that because now he's over at Bama, and I don't think he would meet with me now. He doesn't even say he doesn't want to meet with him anymore. He says, I don't think he would meet with me now. I bet you KD probably would still meet him. But the problem is that you understand the fact that he's extremely busy. We've seen that. He has a lot going on. But that's the fact. He doesn't even admit that he doesn't want to meet him anymore because he's in the SEC. He just admits that. He just says basically, hey, I know that he's busy and he probably wouldn't want to because he got his own thing going on. This is insane. How many times do you hear a coach basically say this? How many times do you hear a coach say, I want to meet with another – time out real quick. They do meet with other coaches, okay? But they bounce stuff off of each other. I get that. But how do you get a coach who sees this guy and says, I want to meet with him from a standpoint, not because of all the scheme stuff, not because of all these things, just because he's a winner, and I want to know how he goes about that, right? And if it's one thing too on this end, if it's Coach Saban. Saban has 6 national championships here at Alabama. He has 7 total, right? But I think 6 national championships here at Alabama. And he has done all these things. This Coach KD, it's not like he's come from like the big ranks. He has come from worked his way up. Okay, yeah, he has national championships, but at a different level, right? Different level. But this guy realizes that this dude just is a winner. Winners win because that's what winners do. That is what KD says. That is a saying that he says. He says it. He said it in the locker room all year, or last 2 years at University of Washington. Winners win because that's what winners do. Pretty simple, right? But I'll tell you, these guys everybody's starting to see this. Everybody's starting to realize, man, we have something here. We have something great here. But people aren't willing to admit it. There's a lot of fear in this world right now, because not only does KD show that he has the ability to win, but he also has the ability to completely change a program overnight into something amazing. Well, imagine when you already have something amazing and you get a build on top of it. We look at Washington. And you look at Washington before KD comes. Peterson did a great job. I love Peterson. Great man. Did a phenomenal job. Okay. And you see what he built. He did a good job of bringing that program, bringing it back to some good times again. But it had been a long time, and then it fell off. It fell off again under Lake, right? And then you see KD come in. Nobody knows who Kalen DeBoer is at that time frame, right? He's winning, but nobody sees it. It's all kind of behind the scenes, right? But he comes into Washington, and over 2-year time frame, he brings this fan base back, a fan base that had almost disappeared for so long. He brings a winning tradition back, a winning mindset back. He brings in the staff around him, not just in the simple coaches. not just in like your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, your running backs coach, not just those guys, but the guys behind the scenes, the guys down that we don't talk about very much. Somebody who I'll talk about today, right, with Mitch Durham, who we just brought in. And it's insane. It's insane where he finds these guys. Now, I have no doubt anymore. If a guy leaves, I will never be scared again if KD is going to find the right guy. Never again. And I wait until you look at this guy's little background and what he's done already for a young coach. And this dude's a senior offensive analyst. You're like, how many dudes are you going to have? And remember what I talked about earlier about coaches coaching coaches, right? And like a couple of shows back. And then also in the same time, I talked about like a coaching pipeline. Well, it's like he already knew where I was going. He already knew my mindset because he's setting up a coaching pipeline that's insane, especially on the offensive side where he feels most confident and he wants it to be ran the right way. Impressive. And we'll talk about that. But I just keep going back to this of how amazing it is that you hear another coach go to this new coach in the SEC, a new coach in the SEC. And number one, let's take this. An SEC coach wanted to go talk to a Pac-12 coach and get all, how do you win? How do you just bring that culture? How do you do all these things? How do you make sure like that everything is in process and in place and you stay cool, calm, and collected? I'll tell you guys one thing. You're not going to see him breaking headsets. I know you guys love that. I know you love to see, Coach Saban go off and slamming headsets. It's like me, 8th grade, playing NCAA football, breaking a controller. My dad taking it away for the rest of the month. But I'll tell you, man, and Dwight, I'll get to that. I'm gonna tell you about Mitch Durham. He's a new coach, a new senior offensive analyst, but he's a coach that we just hired. Okay, and but I'll tell you, man, yeah, breaking the headsets, getting pissed off, that body language, the way he says things. We're not going to see that from KD. What you're going to see is a coach who is so damn confident in what he does that you just will watch him locked in. It's amazing to watch him on the sidelines when shit hits the fan, how calm he is. There's something to be said about a guy, right? Let's say if you're in the military, you know this, especially if you're deployed. If you saw a guy with you, right, and it's going off, right, all around you, but you got a guy in your squad who's cool, calm, and collected when shit hits the fan, I'll tell you something, man. Like, I'll tell you, that's a guy, that's a leader, he calms, it brings peace to everybody, right? You have this dude who helps you and helps everyone around you maintain focus, maintain confidence, and allows you to just, do your thing. Go to war and do it the right way. And I'll tell you, man, that's what we have in a head coach. But what's even beautiful is the coaches around him. They supplement in areas with whether it's energy, whether it's passion, whether it's excitement, whether it's in just continuing to bring different elements where he brings that steady, direct focus. And we have coach, and I think all these coaches who recognize it, and that's why I bring up that Beamer's comments on wanting to speak with KD. It's not Nick Saban. It's not like someone's going to talk with Nick Saban because he's won 3 national championships. No, they see what's about to happen. And Beamer had the guts to say, I already see it. It's already about to happen. I know it's coming. Like he says, he goes, well, now he's in our conference. I mean, that's impressive. I love that. And it jumps into, again, what I was about to, I guess, the staff, right? And where we're at with this staff. So interesting enough, and give me a minute here because I'm looking through. I want to make sure I'm getting you guys the right stuff. Just recently, and I think it was, let's see when. Yeah, if you can see him on Twitter now. I'm sorry, it's not Durham. It's Mitch Dolan. Sorry about that. Okay. So KD just recently hired, and he also hired a new strength and conditioning coach who's a stud. Because we lost one of our guys to who was it? We lost him just to Atlanta Falcons, and he was in the athletes like applied scientists or sciences. But then we bring in another guy, Zach Mathers. So Zach Mathers is pretty wild, right? Like, okay, so Zach Mathers, just to get into like a couple of these hires he's done, right? So Zach Mathers comes over from Sanford, and he'll be working on like our strength and conditioning program. But Zach Mathers is not just any like dude. This is what's crazy. He again, under the radar, but well known in his industry outside of sports from a standpoint of like his stuff was highlighted. He was featured in nationally in the Sports Business Journal for his unprecedented approach and how he gets athletes better. This dude is not your average guy. This dude is super smart, right? He uses like he basically creates this like cutting edge style of implementing information from data to get intangible results, right? So he takes all this data. And I know you guys think a lot, it's been going on like that for a long time, and it has. There's different things that have been experimented with, but this guy's done it in a way that's been very, very successful. Now he's bringing it to the most powerful university within college football. Okay, he's bringing it to the best athletes in college football, one of the best programs in college football, and he's doing it along with our strength and conditioning head coach, right? Who also is very much that same style. You're going to hear about this dude, and as they continue to build and they build something together, and we are going to see athletes. If you are an athlete, man, and you want to get somewhere, if you are an athlete and you want to go pro, you want to maximize your potential physically, okay? Physically. I'll tell you, this is the place to go with your health and well-being. Come to University of Alabama. You have people in place right now that are so gifted. It is unlike anywhere else you can go. And the beauty of it is KD, and I also want to say Courtney Morgan. They are finding the right people. They are finding the right people. Okay. And so then we jump into what just happened and where we get this guy, Mitch Dolan. Okay. So we look at Mitch, and Mitch is a stud. I like Mitch. I think with Mitch, what you're seeing here, right, is he was over at University of Washington, but he kind of has a unique background. Okay. So he's at University of Washington for 2022 season, right? He's the offense quality control coach. He had come with DeBoer from Fresno State, where he spent 2020 and 21. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. So Fresno State had an offense that finished number 1 in the Mountain West Conference, and he's helping coach that. So he during that time frame, he's helping coach quarterbacks, right? And he might be doing some wide receivers too. So in 2020, right, he's helping with the offense as well. And during that time frame, that offense blows up, has a conference best 479.3 yards total offense per game, the league's second highest points per game. Fresno State led Mountain West passing yards per game, ranked 5th in the FBS in that category, 5th in college football. That's Fresno State, everybody. Just heads up. And that's impressive. So, and then prior to that, let's see, he's coaching at some small stuff. He did some Black Hills State University in South Dakota. So there's probably that connection there, right? With DeBoer from South Dakota. He's an offense coordinator, quarterbacks coach there. Like, that's impressive. So it looks like he worked at Boise State. Yeah, so he's assistant wide receivers and quarterbacks coach at Boise State too, prior to BHSU. All right, and the last name is spelled D as in David, A as in Adam, H as in Henry, L as in Lincoln, E as in Edward, N as in Nora. Okay, Dolan. All right. And you look at this, right? You look at him here at Boise State, okay, and he's coaching the receivers, quarterbacks coach, assistant wide receivers, quarterbacks coach. So he helps lead them to one of the top passing offenses in the country during that time frame. Like, okay, so this guy is really he's good. Man, he's coached all over, coaching over at Idaho, multiple school records on offense when he's coaching at Idaho, passing yards, rushing yards, two record-breaking quarterbacks, and one All-American. I mean, this guy's he's jumped over to BC a little bit, and then it looks like he played at Utah and then Southern Utah. I mean, so this dude's smart, man. This dude is smart. Like, that's impressive, okay? So this guy, man, I'll tell you, this guy. So it's interesting from a standpoint like with these guys we don't hear about that's happening behind the scenes and who he's selecting and who is allowed to come in. And we also have to, again, you guys bring up this point, Jack. I see what you're saying. With Courtney Morgan, I think Courtney Morgan's a huge part of what's going on too. I do think there's a direct connection, obviously, with Mitch, Coach Mitch, right? I think there's a direct connection there from a standpoint of South Dakota. But man, you look at that guy, man. Like, holy smokes. And I'll tell you, it's exciting because then, that guy is going to get somewhere. That guy is going to be a part of something later on in the future, whether it's with KD, as we see coaches, because it's going to happen. We already feel the energy. We know there's good stuff here. As he wins, coaches are going to be grabbed. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this is like, it's impressive to see what KD puts in his arsenal for when things move the wrong way. So there's our plan. When Grubb leaves, right? Why Sheridan was a perfect grab to bring in. If y'all think Sheridan's going to have any sort of drop off, he will not. I bet you actually see that offense prosper even more. I think Sheridan's going to I think he's going to make it a little more fun. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be structured. There's going to be a process. There's going to be determined points, but I think there's going to be a little bit more fun to it and allow it to just flourish a little more, get guys even more excited to play in it, right? Because he's been around it a long time too. That's what's beautiful about it. So, and then you got this guy. Then you got, like, we talked about Brian Ellis. You got Brian Ellis back there, and if he comes in and let's say Sheridan gets picked up, now you got Brian Ellis. Okay, Brian Ellis gets picked up, or Brian Ellis is still waiting, or you have Coach Shep, and he's there and he wants to run it himself. Oh man, okay, maybe not Coach Shep. Well, then let's look at Coach Cap. Why do I say Coach Cap? Why? Because Coach Cap runs this style of offense, maybe not as complicated, right? But this style of offense over at North Carolina and blows the numbers off the door with 5 seasons in a row of record-breaking passing seasons, right? Running backs getting drafted, 3 running backs, top offensive lines, only giving up 10 sacks 2018. He's the offensive coordinator. Coach Cap, our offensive line coach right now, is the coordinator to get Trubisky, Mitch Trubisky, right? Excuse me, my mouth gets a little dry. It's hard to pronounce that at times. But he's the offensive coordinator, gets him picked 2nd overall in the NFL. Whoa. Think about that. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Then you got Brian Ellis, who's this under-the-radar tight ends coach. Very similar role to what Sheridan was doing. But Brian Ellis has this background where he's coaching record-breaking offenses at Western Kentucky. Right. And now you got this like senior offensive analyst who nobody has any idea about. He's this under the radar, helping with our quarterbacks. Anybody who has any questions, Milrow is not going to understand this. Stop asking the question. We're done with that question because there's a room right there that is all prepared to make him be the best he can be. They are all prepared. Do you see what's around in that offensive room alone from a coaching standpoint, from just a analyst standpoint? You got to be, you got to be stoked. And I'm going to tell you what, if you go back and you watch that video and become a fan funder, Jack, Darkwing Duck, jump on there, get your names green. But I'll tell you this, become a fan funder, watch the video me and Ty Hayes do on offensive line, and we talk about Coach Cap and what he brings. I'm going to be honest with you. The more I hear him, the more I hear about like his interviews. If you didn't see what I posted on Twitter, if you don't follow me on Twitter, stay on the bottom, Coach_capital letters, JMERR. Coach_JMERR. I posted it on Twitter late last night, right? And I'll tell you, with Coach Cap and his like header, right, for Twitter. Juice Squad, baby. Bring that energy. Bring that energy. Dude, I want a coach like that. You want to know why? Those dudes are going to work. And he has a phenomenal video, interview that I talk about in the fan funding video. Okay, where you see what he means by that. Okay, it is exciting to see that staff in place, and this is just the offensive side. This is just the offensive side. What's beautiful is people don't realize that you have with Womack and what he's done on the defensive side, dude. Oh my God, that defensive side of the ball. And I'll tell you what, with our new coaches, with Coach Cap, right? And I also have to shout out, I think on this one too, is Coach Robinson, our linebackers coach. I mean, if you hadn't seen it, what he just did, right? He's just offering the four-star guy out of Mississippi. The kid looks like a stud, but he's in there. He's out there meeting with them. These guys are recruiting hard, and they're active on Twitter. You know, there was a recent recruit who's one of the top offensive tackles, and I got to take a peek at him real quick here. I think his last name is Babaloa. If some of you guys know, you know what I mean. That's this dude, right? Babaloa. I think that's how you say it. But this dude is a stud. Really like him. But he talks about meeting, and immediately, like, Coach Cap gives him a call and contacts him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Babaloa. Like, and I mean, you're also hearing about from like Ty Haywood, right? You're hearing about from these dudes who are huge, and that's Coach Cap's on the offensive side, right? But I want to hear that because he's supposed to be a stud recruiter. I want to hear what he's doing, and we're seeing it. He's very active. He is very active. He is a high energy dude. That dude's probably like a 4 a.m. guy. You know, he could probably drink a ton of beer the night before. You know, just go off, throw him back, play some pool, have some good freaking laughs. The guy's funny too. His personality. I would love to hang out with him. He just seems like a funny dude, right? Great personality, and he can wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. and still bring that energy, man. Still bring that juice. There's no hangover. He's one of those dudes. He's a blessed man right there. But then you look over at Coach Robinson, this linebackers coach comes over from Baylor, who everyone also says is an up-and-comer, who's a secret weapon, who's coaching directly with Womack. Very interesting on that, too. Very interesting on that. Can you imagine this guy really picks up on Womack's defense, right? Understands it really well. Or whether it's Coach Mo, because Coach Mo is such a technical expert, right? And Womack jumps to another team eventually. They take over. Do you see, like, there's all these pieces in place? It's like a giant, perfect chess match, and everything's in line. And it's exciting. It's so fun to see. And you see these guys, how active they are. You hear about these players talking about them. Everyone's noticing, and it is, man, it pumps you up. I love it, man. I absolutely love it, right? And again, you guys are in here, make sure you run those thumbs up, subscribe, become a fan funder, watch those videos because there's going to be more and more. We're going to talk about that. I'll do one here with Smook soon on the defensive backs, right? And talk about both Hitchler and Mo Linguist, okay? Colin Hitchler and Mo Linguist. And then we'll definitely be talking about the linebackers too. So that's going to be exciting as well. We're going to talk about these linebackers, you know, and obviously our linebackers coach. We've talked a lot about Womack. You guys kind of know about him as far as whatnot, but we want to talk about Robinson. We want to talk about Robinson and make sure that you guys get some info on that. So, yeah, I'm just excited, man. Like, I'm so stoked. So what do we do, like, going with Coach Cap and the energy he brings? Let's take a look at a few of our offensive linemen, right? I think we had 3 coming in the class. We have 3. And we'll start with, I think, one. We'll start with one that maybe doesn't get enough hype, doesn't talk to as much. You know what I'm saying? And I think I really like, and I want to talk about it, was William Sanders. All right. And you guys make sure you throw out some questions. I know we're coming down to the end of the hour, and I think we got Coach Sean next, I think. And that's going to be awesome. You guys will, obviously, Coach Sean does phenomenal, man. I love his stuff. He did a great job yesterday. So, but you got any questions, throw them out. I'll try to answer them the best we can. All right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and Jermaine Mims. Yeah, dude, you just brought up a freaking phenomenal point. Real quick on those coaches. You still have HaHa, who's sitting back there, and I guarantee you he's either primed to make a move eventually to, like, maybe a safeties cornerback coach. We'll see what happens. Okay, and Josh Chapman, like 100%. Like, I do not want to take away from those two. It's funny because, like, HaHa has also been very active recently, social media. So man, he is good, man. He is good. Everyone wants to. There's different comments out there. People say differently. He's phenomenal. Maybe he takes a role on the field, or maybe he goes into something similar like Courtney Morgan, right? Or Jatavius Sanders. You know what I'm saying? And health and wealth, I see your question. Coach Merrill, did you go to UW versus Oregon game last season? That was a good game. 100%. It was a good game. Yep. I went to it. It was crazy. It was wild. It's probably the loudest I've heard Husky Stadium in a long time. So, which is crazy the way that the sound works there. But I'll tell you, it's, we jump back, like we look at this and we look at these guys in place and who's there and who can move to what spots. And it was phenomenal. Okay. It's cool to see. But again, getting back to some of our guys, offensive line, right? Some of our guys we brought in. And with that being said, we'll try to highlight these as quick as we can. But I don't want to take away from these guys. That's the problem, man. That's the hard part, right? And so we look at these guys, right? And we'll bring up Will Sanders. Okay, William Sanders. William Sanders, just Brookwood, Alabama. He was ranked 243 nationally. Interior lineman ranked number 17 in state Alabama, ranked number 15 based on 3, right? He had an overall industry score of 91.05. And that is like getting everybody's. So you get ESPN, On 3, 247 Sports, and Rivals.com, and they do this combined score. That's how we get these rankings, industry score. I really like him. 6'3", 295. I think he's probably going to play a guard, right? I think the way this guy is just very, he's not talked about as much, but if you tuned in a little bit last night, we talked about this in the late night take, right? We were talking about these guys in this recruiting class and how good it is, like actually how phenomenal it is from almost every level. Like there are guys in every single position, and we can. I know, with saying out, okay, I don't think, if I'm correct, we had a quarterback with saying bouncing, which by the way, I'm okay with. You guys trust me on this. I know it sounds crazy. I'm okay with him bouncing. I'm okay with saying going. Yeah, I don't think we didn't have a QB. Nope. No, we didn't. I mean, obviously Mbakwe can play QB, but he's not. So, but I'll tell you, and here, real quick, Jared, I want to get to your question here. So let me jump on this. Weird question, Jake. How far do you think the staff is into evaluating our own players? Speculation on how much they understand what they have at this moment. Man, I think, I think that that was one of their why we didn't hear as much, why everyone was getting really pissed off when they read articles of kids saying, I haven't been contacted by Alabama yet, who are really high recruits. I think that's what was going on. I think they have truly, you have to understand, like Coach KD is such a relationships guy. And the guys that came with him, all right, the guys that came with him are also relationship guys. They were really focused on doing that. They were really focused on who are these guys as people, as men, because in the end of the day, you want good people in your program. If we have selfish dudes in this system doesn't work. Everybody has to believe. Everybody has to buy in. It is family based, right? It's family based. Like it truly is family, and that I love that. So I think in that thought process, man, like if that's what you're asking, Jared, I think they really do know. I think that's how come you saw the comment too with KD making a comment. He goes, we feel really good about what we have. We have maybe like one or two, he says a couple, maybe scholarship openings. And they probably are. They're probably close between, I would say I would imagine between 82 or maybe 81 and 84 scholarships. So there's potentially 4 potentially open because you can only have 85 on the roster, if I'm correct. Yeah, 85. So I think it's a really, that thought process, man, is they really want to get to know these guys. They want to see how they fit. Do you fit in? Are you bought in? Do you believe? And you're seeing it just, I'm gonna tell you, I feel good about it just because you're seeing how hard the guys work. They're going all out and they're believing. You can see it in their faces. You can see it in the comments that are being made. Rock Montgomery's comment. I love dude, the guy's just like, I love this staff. This is the best atmosphere I've ever been in my life. Okay, we're about to see dudes come out of their shell and become what they truly are meant to be as players, but as also as young men. Got to feel proud about that. You got to feel proud about that. You know what I'm saying? Saban was big on that, right? I think that gets harder to maintain as the years go on, right? But I think what we see with how you lead as a man, these guys buy in, and then what you put around you, KD does a very good job of that. There's so many resemblances in this sense to like Bear Bryant, to Coach Saban, to other great coaches who have won. That's why I'm just so freaking confident that what's about to happen. You know, and I know I saw some other questions in here too, and I'm going to get to them. So, Jared, appreciate that question 100%. Let's see here. Let me get down. And then we got John Caulfield. Coach, you think the defense is going to look compared to last year? How do I think? Okay, with the new DC Womack, will the defense be better than last year? I think so. Yeah, I know. That's a hard. You guys are like, whoa. And maybe if some of you guys listened, if you've tuned in to me over the past, and even honestly, other coaches too have jumped on here. We've talked a lot. I've talked a lot about defense. I played safety. Okay, so defense is I love. If there's one thing for me, man, I love to get a receiver or a tight end over in the middle, and I would just, I wanted to drop the hammer on a dude. Drop that hammer. So I'll tell you this, like, I love watching defense. The guys in this defense are going to thrive. Michigan ran a very similar concept to this defense. That's why I'm so, again, I think Keon coming in, man, is a stud, absolute stud. And he's just going to go, he is going to go off because he played this like semi, like kind of rover style of defense. And he's a really good cover guy. So he played this defense, in a very similar position as the rover plays in this defense. And he has a really good feel for the passing lanes, right? Like I'm telling you guys, and not to mention, and Jared, you brought this up, man, like a little bit, and a couple other guys have brought this up too. Like, dude, Womack is already a defensive mastermind that people don't realize just because of the smaller schools he was at. Oh, nice, man. Dude, I agree with you, John. Defense does. I mean, I was a huge fan of Ray Lewis growing up when I was a kid, man. Like, I loved Ray's stuff. I'll tell you, man, like Ray talks about how, Baltimore's defense during that time frame, they're winners and they're doing good. They didn't have their offense wasn't that good, but that defense, holy smokes, phenomenal. And then we just saw it again. They had a good defense this year too, but it's hard to beat a team that puts guys, let's say they average 24 points per game and they're putting up between, let's say 35 and 42 on average points per game. Okay. Studley. Coach Sean, everybody. Coach Sean. What's up, Coach Sean? Okay.
What's up, JU? What's going on with you, bro?
I'm good, Coach Sean. Man, I was just talking. Did you? I don't know if you heard me late last night. I was talking a lot about your kind of breakdown of what you did yesterday, and man, it was so good. Talking about just the different guys coming in, but also like Juju, that stuff you were talking about with Juju, man. Like I loved it. Whew, man.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you, Muriel, man. I enjoy you. Look, this is how I know it. I could tell you was a secondary guy when I listened to you. I said, yeah, he played in the secondary. Too dadgum much. The little finer nuances that the average person don't know. That's good stuff, Muriel. That is good stuff, bro.
I try to pay attention. For me, it's interesting, right? Because today, and I brought this up a little bit. Me and Ty Hayes talked about this kind of behind the scenes a little bit. We should probably all do something together. But when I was playing during that time frame, that I almost wish my parent, it's a single income household. We live in like a real small tiny house. Like I shared a room with my three brothers, and my sister had like the only other room, right? And it was small. Yeah, I had to work for my own car, I had to work for my own phone. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff. But you see a lot of guys now today that they get this opportunity to go play at some of these more elite high schools where they're getting very fine tuned in their skill set.
Yeah,
that was one thing I look back on and I say, man, I really wish there would have been an opportunity to really fine tune my skill set, because I'm 6'3", and
Yeah.
I think at that time I was 205, 210 my senior year,
Yeah.
right? And I could run and jump, but there was other things though that I had to learn through the fire, making
Yeah.
mistakes, which you're gonna do anyways. But I think it would have been nice to see that fine tuning a skill set, and I really applaud players doing the extra work outside, but don't take away from playing other sports. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I do, bro. I do, Miro. I'll tell you this, Miro.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wish I was blessed with 6'3". You know what I mean? I was lucky, man. My father's from Chicago. I'm from here. I'm from Bama, but when him and my mother divorced, I had to go stay with him for like 7 years, almost 7 years. I was on the south side of Chicago, 132nd and Ellis, Alligator Gardens. It was horrible, 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 horrible situation. And when my father passed, I moved back with my mother here, and that was the best thing that ever happened to me, man. Got my mind right, got my grades right, ended up getting a football scholarship to right here to HBCU, Alabama A&M University, right here.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
hell yeah.
Yeah, man. And my life took off from there, man. I wasn't very big still, I was only 5'9". At that time, I was probably 205, you know what I mean? At that time. And 5'9". But I think when I signed my scholarship, I think if you look in the program book, it say 5'9", 210, right?
Okay.
But I was probably about 205, you know what I mean? And
bringing it though, man. Stacked.
Yeah, man. I played running back at that time, and 2 ACL surgeries and an Achilles surgery later. I got the 9-inch scar on me to show it. It's
dude.
Yeah, 2 ACL surgery and Achilles surgery. 2 ACL surgery, 1 ACL in high school, 1 ACL in college my freshman year, and another my junior year. The Achilles my junior year. So it's stayed on the surgery table, bro. It just wasn't meant for me, bro. Couldn't stay healthy. You know what I mean?
And it is, and that's a lot of guys. That's why you got to be really, I guess, today understanding like, how do I get to a place that can keep me as healthy as possible? I was talking about that a little bit with like the new training staff.
Yeah.
One of the new members they brought in, and kind of how innovative he is and why it's important to be so have these guys in place that helps these athletes stay healthy, but also from a standpoint of like, some guys, it's interesting, right? For me, I ended up with what's crazy. I ended up with so many concussions because that concussion protocol was not really in place. And I was a headhunter, so I led with my front of my head. So
yes,
do you know what I mean? Like I actually hit people. I didn't just wrap and turn into a little snake.
Exactly.
I was a striker. Exactly. So striker squad, baby. I love that. But it's good. And I talk about that too with injuries and stuff. Like, man, I just wish guys, because it's a bummer when you see guys who have so much talent and they're so awesome.
Yeah.
And you definitely see it kind of back through it. Now today they're doing a good job of it. But like during that time frame through the past, it was still kind of behind. Right. I think they're getting ahead a little bit now, but man, it's a bummer when you see that, when you see guys who have just this amazing talent and to watch them flourish but injuries take them down, And
man, I tell you this, Merrill, when you look at, when I go to Bama, I know these high school coaches, these coaching clinics and stuff, and I see what these kids are working with now, bro, they have a machine, bro, that when you sprain your ankle, it's called a zero gravity treadmill. The machine around your waist, it picks you up. You're in water, but it's a treadmill. It's a hyperdescent, whatever they call it, tread, and it helps you come back faster from sprained ankle. If you had a high ankle sprain in our day, man, not the low ankle sprain, but the high ankle sprain, man, you was out. That felt like a broke ankle, right?
Yeah, man, you basically feel like a season almost. You're out.
You was done, bro. And so they have these things now, man. It's just hyperbaric chambers and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, I know.
Man, we didn't have none of that. I was talking to one of my partners who played with me. He played in the league for 14 years, 13 years. Robert Mathis. Robert played for the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, yeah.
Him on the other side, Dwight Freeney. And Robert was just telling me, like, man, listen, it's stuff that I see these colleges have now that we didn't even have in the pros then. Right? So it's crazy. Shout out to Travelpreneur Sportscast, man. So it's crazy, man. It really is when you see things that these kids have. Even when back in the day when I was coaching youths at that time, kids that went to Athens, they went to Athens High School, I believe. Rob and William Ming, Travelpreneur might know him, Rob Ezel, William Ming, Big Alfred, they all came from the youth league up there. And that's before we started getting into high school ball. And it's like even then, back in them days, Alan, that was the early Saban, Mike Shula days. Bama had all these crazy equipment, you know what I mean? It was just like this technology is, and now you can't even compare it to now, man. All this sports science stuff, and bro, listen, I don't know if people know this, but they can measure. This is real stuff. What I'm telling you, they can measure your fecal matter and tell if you're eating right from the way it floats, and like they measure your fecal matter. It can tell if you're eating right or eating wrong. It's
that
crazy,
gut microbiome, dude.
Yeah,
gut
man,
microbiome, man. It is crazy. Like that, they're doing all these science now, and you see it all the time. They're talking about like how your gut connects directly to your brain, and how that gut health is all super important, right? And now you're right. You go to these universities, depending on where you go, and that's why I think I really apply. Like Saban he was in on this stuff. He did a good job of getting it going really fast, and now you have this new staff coming in with. Like Courtney Morgan is just so, man, that you want to talk about a key aspect to a program, that general manager spot, is he's finding people in the right places. KD is working and making those connections too. And together they're just putting together, just a next level squad all around them. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
You know what, Merrill?
What's up?
Man, it's when I look around, I go to these camps and I'm like, bro, I don't get jealous, but it's just like you have this moment of clarity where you like, man, wish I could have played in this day and age.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, they got like they give you every opportunity to be successful, right?
Every opportunity.
It's just like all you gotta do is just work. That's all you gotta do is
100%.
work, man. It's totally, that's why I love Coach Saban, bro, because a lot of the HBCUs, the money is not where it should be, right?
Yep.
When Deion was at Jackson State, people don't even know this, right? Because it never was public information. I'm telling you, because I know. When Deion was at, him and Coach Saban are very, very tight. Very, very, very tight. People don't know. They are very, very, it wasn't just the commercial they done. They talk like all the time. When my alma mater used to play Jackson State. We play them every year in the same division. So when he came up here to Huntsville 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, we played him on homecoming. Packed this game we've had at A&M. It was probably 50,000 people out there. There's another 25 in the parking lot. It was crazy out there, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
So after the game, everybody got to talking to different players from Jackson State and different administrators, and they was all telling them how Coach Saban had donated like $200,000 worth of equipment to Jackson State. Like not used stuff. This was brand new stuff that, how Bama will get helmets and they won't use the same helmet the next year. They'll just get it. They either buy new ones or, these were brand new helmets that people never used. They just never got used. You had to, paint them yourself, send them off to get painted and put your logo on it. Sleds, dummy bags, helmets. He donated all of that to JSU. It just gave it to him. Nobody knows that though. See, he didn't publicize it. These dudes, I got love for Coach Saban, bro, because he just want to see people succeed. That's 100%. A real football coach, man. So I got love for that dude. That's a whole.
And you see it in his comments, man. Like right now with this NCAA stuff going on. Obviously, I know you talked about it probably yesterday. You and Coach Jay were talking about all this different changes, but just that article that came out about like, hey, is he going to be the next college football commissioner?
I wouldn't doubt it. It's almost like they're primping him for that, Merrill. Right? Who else could you get though, Merrill? Who would be better?
That's the thing is I thought I tried to work through this and think about it. I'm like, who do we have who's out of the scene but still has that connection, that love for college football? And I was trying to kind of run through and think of different names, but all those old school mentality coaches, because I thought, who is out there, and I don't know the backstory on some of these other guys, right? But I thought about, you got Bobby Bowden, you had Lloyd Carr from a long time ago, right? You did have like, what was it, Todd Beamer, right? Is that who it was, or Beamer from the, Elder Beamer Senior from Virginia Tech? There's just, I thought about some of these guys, and I'm like, who would it be today? But there's not necessarily around or that connected like Saban is, and he still has the energy to deal with this. You know what I mean? And so I think
I don't see nowhere else you could go with it, man. And it almost seems as if, because he Saban drops little hints. He don't say he doesn't give any information, but he'll always say something like, I'm just here to help, or I wish I could help, or it's almost like he's trying, he's positioning himself to, if it ever was to be a position of commissioner type, college football type, head aficionado, rule maker, he's sort of lobbying it nice and quietly for that. And I don't see nobody else you could really get. Kirk Herbstreit is sort of impartial in some ways, but he's more on the analyst side, right? He can be iffy at times, right? Here's the thing though, Miro. I don't think it's everybody's gonna say, oh, I call it right down the middle. I call it right down. Joey Gallo, I call it right. No, you don't. No, you don't. You from Ohio. When you go to a university, you can't be impartial. Like
100.
You almost like, if I went to Alabama, there's no way I could be impartial to them. I don't care if I say it. I'm going to lean toward Alabama. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100.
Greg McElroy tries his best to be impartial, and he does a great job of showing his impartiality. But Greg is Bama. I'm telling you, he is Bama. The only person I know of that went to Bama that is completely impartial to Bama is that Reese Davis dude. Like, he don't give us no love on nothing. You know what I mean? No. You can't tell he went to Bama. But
I know. And then I just don't like. It's funny with that. Like, for me, like, I love University of Washington, but also I think when I really got into it and I got to see University of Alabama and really learn about it, because that was another thing, just the social media scene back, even for me, that recruiting process is almost 20 years ago now, right?
Right.
A little different, right? Social media has changed. So you look back and you say, okay, like, with all the change that's happened, like, you didn't learn about as many options, things you had, or even the schools. Like, you had to have those schools really reach out to you and show interest, and then you had to really be selective too, based on kind of your thought process and what you wanted, and so it's funny because I had to learn about it after the fact, and once I did, and I really saw that with Saban, that's when for me at least, that's when I became so much more ingrained and saw the impact of Alabama in college football history, and then also saw this connection with Saban and University of Washington with Don James. So for me, it just brought this new passion for these schools that I had never known prior, right? Because I just had played in the Pac-10 at the time.
Yeah, that's crazy. When you look at the recruiting process now, Miro, man, it's the only way I know anything about this is when I was at JCHS up here and saw firsthand the recruiting process. When I was here, at these different schools, and I actually saw the recruiting process and how it go and how these coaches are treated, and how the coaches who have relationships are always treated better than the coaches who don't have the relationships. And I told a story one time of a kid. I won't tell the whole story, but I'll just get to the point. It was a coach that popped up from Nebraska. It's not the coach that was there now, obviously.
Okay.
We didn't have any relationship with this coach. Knew him just from being Nebraska's coach, but never came here to Bama, never did nothing, right? Just popped up. Coach, I'm in the area. Coach Wardrop, I'm in the area. Can I come see such and such? Coach Wardrop asked the kid. The kid was like, I ain't interested in Nebraska. Coach was like, well, we're testing right now, so, it won't be a good day. All right, coach, I'll tap back with you some other time. All right, cool. Boom. Right? Matt Luke, at the time, he was at Ole Miss. Matt Luke popped up like, hey, coach, I'm in the area. Like, oh, yeah, Matt, come on in. Like 2 hours later. So I see how they treat each other. If you have the relationship, they rock with you. And if you don't have a relationship, they'll shoot a kid away from your school. That's a whole fact.
100. That name too, that school name. That's why, like, we can applaud Saban so much, right? Because obviously that Alabama A, that means something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does.
And that's beautiful for DeBoer to just get started. It's a great, like, segue to get started, but that's where I think where you've seen, like, and I talked about this just in my segment, was with these coaches and how good they are at relationships and putting the right people in place. Why you'll see like this recruiting. We're really going to see it take off. It's going to happen. You can just feel it.
Yeah, so I think so too, brother. I think you're 100% Spot on, man. It's big changes coming, man. It's big changes coming. And we talked about how the SEC and the Big Ten were rivals in practically everything from TV dollars to TV contracts to stations to streaming to recruits to on the football. Well, they working together to get something done, you know. And if that don't tell you something's coming, you know, I don't know what will.
That's right. There is something good. But Coach, I know you got your stuff to talk about, and I know the people love you. I know I'm going to tune in, everybody. Coach Sean, you guys are great take. Love your stuff. Love your stuff, Coach Sean.
Man, I appreciate you, Merrill. Likewise, my brother. I'm always tapped in with you. I try to support you when you're on because I love listening to what you talk about, man. Much love to you, man. We'll be getting up with each other for sure.
Yeah, it'd be good. I would love to do it. Do one together. We kind of go back and forth.
Facts, man.
But, man, it's fun to chop it up for sure.
Yes, sir.
So, Coach Sean, roll tide, undefeated. Love you guys. Roll tide. Hope you have a great rest of your Saturday.
Shout out to you, Merrill. Shout out to Merrill, everybody. Love Merrill's takes, man. Love getting Merrill in here, man, and really, really picking his brain. I can listen to that guy all day, man. That's a whole fact. Shout out to Merrill and everything that and all the undefeated, to be honest. All the undefeated, all the staff. Merrill's an absolute class act, and love talking football with him, man. That's a whole entire fact, man. Let's see. Let's get this right here before we get to the undefeated. Let me see if I can get this right, man. Coach Smook showed me how to do this. Let's see if I can remember. Where is it, bro? Is this it right here? Let's see. Let's see. Is this it? Hold on 1 second, undefeated. There it goes. In remembrance of the homie Coach Smook, who's on the road right now, traveling to back to the state of Alabama, taking pictures on the side of ramps in Tennessee. Shout out to Coach Smook. Be safe on them roads, bro. Can't wait till you get back to the T-Town. You'll be closer than being 15 million hours away in Virginia. Love getting you back into Bama town, bro. So we're going to do this right. Let's see. Here we go. Let's get it with the undefeated, man. Let me crank this up the way it's supposed to go. Let's go down to about 11. We'll leave it right there for the undefeated. Get this graphic going right here, man. Boom. All right, man. We ready. We ready. Boom. We ready. Yes. Shout out to the undefeated. We in the house, man. This is Coach Sean in the house with my undefeated. Run the numbers up, man. We in here. Let's get ready to get it cracking. Shout out to Merrill. Love Merrill's take. Shout out to Coach Jay. Shout out to Ty Hayes. Shout out to Coach Smook, who's on the road right now. Say a quick prayer for Smook and his family, that they be safe on them crazy highways, right? And we're gonna get it cracking for him, man. He should be back later on tonight. If I know him, he gonna be itching to tap in and let everybody know he made it okay, right? And we're gonna wish him well, and can't wait to see him tonight when he taps back in. Shout out to Kyle and Lady T, right? Let's see who we got in the chat, man. Let's see about my undefeated, man. Let me recognize them. Let me get my stuff right quick. Hold on. Let me get it where I can tap in and let's get this right. Let's see who we got in here, man. Let's see. Start from the top, bro. Let me start from the top, man. Here we go. Let's see. Tim Nolan. What's up, Tim? How you doing, man? Hope everything's going good. Bill Robinson's in the house. What's up, Bill Robinson? How you doing, man? Roll Tide to you. Beth James is in the house. Roll Tide to Beth. Hope everything's going good with you. Ty Alexander's in here. Roll Tide, Ty. My neighbor, Marquita, is in here. What's up, Marquita? How you doing, man? I love your takes on Twitter. I'm right behind you, following you on your heels. Much love to you. Same with Carla Beatty. I'm right behind you on your heels. Just trying to like everything you put up because it's so good. Shout out to Carla Beatty. Roll Tide to Carla M. Bailey. Who else we got? We got the homie Jared in here. My hashtag brother. What's up, Jared? How you doing, man? Undefeated right there. Jeremy Fleming is in the house. How you doing, Jeremy? Hope everything's going good with you, man. Kimberly Harmon. What's up, Kimberly? How you doing? Hope everything's going good with you. It's so good to see you up in here. Roll Tide to you. Jay Townsend, the OG himself, is in here. What's up, Jay? How you doing, man? Hope everything's going good with you, OG. Marvin Waffle House is in here. What's up, Marvin? What's going on, bro, on this Saturday afternoon, bro? How you feeling? Brian Russell's up in here. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? Hope everything's going good with you. Tim Nolan, as I said, Jared, as I said, Carl, as I said, Beth James is in the house. How you doing, Beth? Hope everything's going good with you. Hope your day is going great. C11 is in here. What's up, C double? What's going on, bro? Mr. B205. What's going on with you, bro? How you feeling, bro? Saturday afternoon, it's beautiful outside. Not quite hot as it's been being. Look, it's a little nippy out there. Not really nippy, but a little windy. But it's okay. It's okay. Charles Granger is in the house. How you doing, Charles? Roll Tide to you, man. Hope your day is going well. Clinton Howard is in here. Ace 11115 is in here. What's up with you, man? How you doing, Ace? Hope everything going good with you, man. Ryan, Roll Tide Roll, bro. You already know that's the name of the game. Jeremy Fleming. Are you in the Ville, Jeremy? What's up, Jeremy? Home team right there, bro. What's going on, man? John Cofield. What's up with you, my friend? How you doing? Roll Tide, John. Hope your day going well, man. Beautiful day outside. My brother Muriel is in the house. Muriel, a coach's coach right there, man. Shout out to Muriel. Shout out to his family. Roll Tide to you, Muriel. Love your takes, bro. I'm always tap in when I see you on. That's a fact. You know what I mean? Beth James. What's up with you, Beth? How you doing? Who else did I miss? Anybody? CC double. Michael Hill. What's up, Michael? Hey, man. Thank you, Michael, for listening at work, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so very much for that. Ty Alexander, Beth James, and Carla Bailey. Now let me get my mic back. Boom. Much better. Hey, few topics tonight. You know, I really enjoy everything Coach DeBoer has done. When you look at what Coach DeBoer has done, considering the man he replaced, you can't help but give this guy some major props, right? When you look at the recruiting class that he helped keep, you can't help but give Coach DeBoer his love on this one, man. You got to. DeMarco Brooks. DeMarco Brooks setting it off early. $5 super chat. Thank you, DeMarco. He says, Coach Sean, you saw Smook with the Bama hoodie and flag on the side of the highway through Tennessee, talking about marking the territory. Hey, man, if anybody was going to do that right there, it's got to be Coach Smook. It don't shock me at all. Smook going to represent Bama. He don't give a damn where it's at, how it's coming, right? I shout out to Coach Smook, man. Say a prayer for the young brother on the road with his family, trying to come back to Bama. Thank you, DeMarco, for that $5 super chat. We really appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, I did see it, man. And shout out to the coaches and his family. Roll Tide to them all. Be safe, as I said, on those roads, man. Be safe. Get to Tuscaloosa. Sit down, get you some rest, man, and say a quick prayer, and let's get it cracking, man. Shout out to Coach Smoot. Yeah, man. Wanted to say a few things about Coach DeBoer. When you guys really think about it, to replace the legend that is Nick Saban, that's a lot, man. I mean, it really is a lot. When you think about the success this guy's had, I can imagine that would scare some coaches away. I can imagine that would scare some coaches away. I really would. Who wants to follow the GOAT in that magnitude, right? Coach Caleb DeBoer said, I will. You know what I mean? I have the cojones to do it. I have the chest to do it, right? So you got to give Coach DeBoer his credit. He's definitely not a punk by any stretch of the imagination. He ain't scared, you know what I mean, at all. And he said, bring it on. This is Bama. They have a great tradition. They have great players. They got great fans. They got great facilities. I'll take it. I'll take it, right? So we're going to support Coach DeBoer. We're going to support Coach DeBoer and support his staff. When you look at the GOAT retiring, every recruit in that class could have shut it down. They didn't. So I want to take a really quick look at the 2024 new wide receivers. Obviously, wide receiver is one of Coach DeBoer's top positions. When you look at the scholarships that went out to what position, wide receiver has dominated those scholarship offers, right? And that tells me that he's a wide receiver guy. Every coach is sweet on a position. With Coach Saban, it was the DBs, right? With Mike Shula, it was the quarterbacks, right? Every coach with Jimbo Fisher is the quarterbacks. You know, with Kirby, it's the DBs just like Saban, right? Every coach is sweet on a position where you can definitely tell wide receiver is Coach DeBoer's. So first, Amari Jefferson. Amari Jefferson is a 4-star wide receiver out of Chattanooga, right? He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. Now, Jefferson actually planned on being a baseball player, you know, right, in college, right? He committed to Tennessee, backed off his commitment from Tennessee. Let me get Jeremy. Shout out to Jeremy Fleming. Boom. Jeremy Fleming, $10 super chat. Thank you, Jeremy. We appreciate you, man. For love of Huntsville, Madison football, from Grissom to James Clemens and all the schools in between. Hey, shout out to Jeremy. That's what I'm talking about. All love, Jeremy. You already know the Tennessee Valley is where it's at. Shout out to Bob Jones, my former employer. Shout out to JC, my former employers. Shout out to all these area high schools who helped me get to where I was at. Shout out to my own university. Shout out to having an opportunity at Miles College. Shout out to everybody who's ever. Shout out to the 707 circuit, right? So yeah, shout out to Jeremy, man. Thank you for that $10 super chat. We really, really appreciate you for that. And roll tide to you and your family. So yeah, Amari Jefferson, guys. This kid was gonna be a baseball player at first, right? But a breakout year in football made him think twice, right? He had a breakout year in football, and next thing you know, he got offers from Georgia, Florida State, Oklahoma, Miami, and Texas A&M, Oregon, and Penn State, and picked Alabama over them all, right? He ultimately decided to stick with the Tide and stay with Coach DeBoer, and exploded onto the scene his senior year. 1,300 yards receiving, 17 touchdowns. This kid's 5'11", around 6 foot, 5'11", 6 foot, 200 pounds, sort of in the mold of Kendrick Law, right? Big, thick receivers that can go over the middle and catch the ball. Played in Division II AAA in Tennessee. He was Mr. Football. This kid is an upfront player. Climbs the ladder, nasty 45-degree cut. This kid is a baller. Big hands. Really, really excited for Amari Jefferson, man. Really, really excited for him. He's a scheme fit to this scheme. He's an ex-receiver, so I think he's going to have a great career. Cannot wait to get Amari Jefferson on campus. I'm pretty sure he'll be there shortly. If he wasn't an early enrollee, I don't know. He may possibly been an early enrollee. And if he did, that's just going to help him more. Amari Jefferson, first receiver of the 2024 class. Next, Rico Scott. 4 stars, right? 6 foot 185 from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, right? Now, Rico had a fairly quiet recruitment, right? Originally picking up offers from smaller schools, then he started camping. The camping is what does it, guys. When these kids start camping, they're in front of the bigger coaches. They're in front of the bigger circuit. You start camping, doing 7-on-7. Next thing you know, Texas A&M offering, Auburn offering, Penn State offering, Tennessee offering, you know what I mean? And Alabama offering. It's crazy because Rico Scott is more of your 6 foot 185, but the kid played like he's 6'4". He played like he's 6'4". I seen on his film where he played running back too. Kid that don't mind getting hit, that will receive the punishment and get back up. His play style is he's a more polished route runner than most of your high school kids that you've seen. He's probably one of the more polished route runners in this class, right? He's a dedicated slot receiver who excels at releasing from the line of scrimmage, getting open, crossing routes, got a good feel for changing speed, timing of hitting holes, makes the tough catches, a really, really, really precise route runner. That's his thing. Rico may be the best route runner in this class, right? One of those kids that's not a super burner, but kid can get open. He can create separation with his routes. He's well versed in this scheme fit. We all know the slot receiver is a big time receiver in Coach DeBoer's offense, right? He'll catch a lot of balls here. I do think he needs to get in the weight room because even though he's 180 pounds or so, even though he's not a small receiver by any stretch of the imagination, 180, 185 pounds, I do think his frame is a more high schoolish frame. He's a smaller 185, not a bigger, thick 185. We got Carla. Got the homegirl, Carla. Shout out to Carla and Beatty. Carla is always in here supporting. Love Carla to death. skip the coffee run this morning. So throw this Bama football on YouTube pot. Roll Tide. Shout out to Carla Bailey. Carla, Roll Tide to you. $10 super chat. We really, really thank you for that, Carla. You much appreciated. You always in here supporting. And I promise you, the entire staff recognizes you and thank you more than you know. Shout out to Carla and Bailey. $10 super chat. Roll Tide to you, Carla. I do think Rico needs a little more time in the weight room. I think it'll be year 2, maybe, before we see him. Right? He could pop onto the scene this year, right? Rico is more of a slot type receiver to me. He could play any of the positions, right? But with his route running, I think he can really excel from the slot. And I would love to see Rico get in the weight room and gain about 10 more pounds, right? And I think this kid's going to be an absolute monster. Absolute monster. Arian Bubba Hampton. One of my favorites because of his speed to power, versatility. This kid was actually recruited as an athlete, right? 4 stars out of Dangerfield, if I'm not mistaken, Texas. Kid's only 5'10", 175 pounds. Jalen Waddle coming out of high school was 5'10", 178 pounds, right? Kid is a jitterbug. Kid is lightning in a bottle, right? Kid is absolute a thimble going downstairs. This kid can go, man. He's an interesting character, right? A 4-year starter. He committed to Baylor back in the day as a sophomore, right? Had a great season. Next thing you know, Texas is on his radar. Then he committed to Texas. So as the season went along, right, I guess he saw some things that was going on in Texas, whatever the case may be. He decommitted from Texas, right? Picked up offers from Oregon, Georgia, Oklahoma, Clemson, and Alabama, right? He committed to Texas again over Alabama, right? And flipped to the Tide on National Signing Day in December, right? This kid is, like I said, he's lightning in a bottle. Coach Saban said it himself. Bubba's kind of a dog, man. Coach Saban called his kid a dog. Kid that don't mind catching the ball over the middle. Fast kid, right? Kid also can play defense. Kid will come up and smack you on defense, right? This kid is an all-around athlete. One of those Henry Ruggs type kids as far as his abilities. Kids that can jump out the gym. Kid that's fast as I don't know what. Kid that can play anywhere. Just one of those true athletes that just can do anything on the football field. I think he's a scheme fit because, again, another slot receiver, right? You can get this kid the ball in a lot of different ways. Kid makes plays from everywhere on the football field. He kind of reminds me of Javier Arenas, maybe a little taller than Javier, but definitely a jitterbug, definitely a kid that we need kids like that on the roster in this offense. The more playmakers you have, the more dangerous you are. Shout out to Bubba Hampton. Ryan Williams, 5-star from Saraland, Alabama, right? The number 3 ranked wide receiver overall. And this kid is supposed to be a junior in high school right now. 6'1", 170 pounds. Devontae Smith-esque, right? How much introduction does this guy really need, right? He's the highest rated Alabama wide receiver since Julio Jones. Let me say that again. He's the highest rated Alabama wide receiver since Julio Jones. Calvin was 4. Jerry Jeudy was 4, right? In the composite. This kid is the highest rated wide receiver we've had since Julio, right? He's the 9th highest ranked Tide recruit ever within the Nick Saban era, right? This kid was Mr. Football 2 years in a row. Racked up over 4,000 yards and 70 touchdowns in 2 years. Now that sounds good if you're playing quarterback. This kid was a receiver. So he dominated. He absolutely dominated. Right, Tim? Right, Tim Nolan? This kid dominated, bro. Right? If you watch his high school film, I promise you, go look at this. Is what I want you guys to do. Go look at Ryan Williams' senior highlights. Don't look at the name, just look at the player. Focus on what he's doing on the field. Then go pull up Devontae Smith's huddle from his senior year. It's gonna look like you're looking at the same kid. Same style, same long strides. It's amazing. It's amazing. This kid is a scheme fit. The kid ran a 10.4 in a 100-meter dash, runs a 4.440, got a 42-inch vertical at the camp. And trust me, I did a lot of camps in my days, man. When you got those kids that dominate like that, shout out to Mickey Pate. Let me grab Mickey real quick. Mickey, that's good. Mickey Pate says, Coach Sean, what is going to happen to the ACC and Pac-12 with all the defections? Sorry for your recent loss. Oh, thank you, Mickey. I appreciate you for that, man. God is good, right? Made us through it. Went to the funeral, had the funeral. You know, we on to the next, man. I hate to even really think about it because you know how it just drain your energy. I thank you, Mickey. Be blessed for that, brother. Roll Tide to you. I think in the future, Mickey, I really, really believe those two conferences are going to make a decision. I really do. Especially now that we've pimp slapped the NCAA. You know what I mean? Like my girl Marquita say, especially now, since we've pimp slapped the NCAA, not we, but a college a judge has given the college the power to pretty much pimp slap the NCAA. I do think at some point you're going to see these two conferences have to make a decision. That's a whole fact, Mickey. All facts. But Ryan, this kid runs through his routes with effort. Like, you know how you see those kids. I saw Julio Jones play Decatur in the playoffs from Foley years back. And I promise y'all, man, it was just like this kid. You know how those kids just catch passes, catch balls, and it's like it's no effort. It's like they just out there dominating with no effort. They're not even trying, right? That's this kid. That's Ryan. And he was supposed to be a junior. This kid's supposed to have another year of high school. So that kind of speed, first and foremost, defines his game. Throw him a screen, he turns it into a foot race, right to the end zone. More than just speed, though, is his natural balance, his natural body balance, as I call it. And the control he has. That's what makes me think of Devontae Smith. Even though Jalen Waddle was more of a Swiss Army knife, you could put Jalen on anything, he would dominate. Devontae Smith had a unusual ability to contort his body to catch passes in all type of ways. Every receiver don't got that. And he had better hands. Jalen Waddle was the Swiss Army knife. Jerry Jeudy was the route runner. Ruggs was the speed guy. And Devontae had the best hands. I heard he could catch a BB in the dark. That's what they said. He could catch a BB in the dark. And you can see in the NFL, this kid has some of the less drops of every receiver in the league. He has the hands. I think Ryan fits into that mold. Now the question is, while they have like talent, will Ryan work as hard as Devontae did? Devontae Smith would catch 100 balls after practice every day, every practice. Everybody else tired, putting their stuff off, going back in. Nah, Devontae Smith would out there catch 100 balls on the jugs machine every practice, man. That's a kid that wanted to be great. So you got to have that it to make. It's one thing to sign with Alabama, right? What are you going to do when you get here, though? Right? Because you're about to be playing with every kid who's dominant too. Everybody you're playing against now is dominant from whatever high school they come from. In high school, you may play against somebody of like competition 1 or 2 times a year. Well, now every corner you go against, every safety you go against, every linebacker you line up against, they all have dominated at whatever high school they come from. And some have dominated college. So you got to have more than just a want to be great in college, right? You got to do things different. You got to prepare your body different. You got to prepare your mind different. Those are the kids that end up being first-round draft picks and winning Heisman trophies. Shout out to Devontae Smith. But Ryan Williams, this kid has all the tools. Everything is in his lap. The next is up to him. Courtney Morgan, officially hired. Shout out to Courtney Morgan. We've never had a general manager, right? But I understand the things this guy does is absolutely outstanding. I think we did have a general manager. We just didn't call it a general manager. We called it an assistant head coach or something like that or another. Morgan, who spent the last 2 seasons as Coach DeBoer's director of player personnel and general manager, has officially been hired. Coach DeBoer said it himself that Courtney is such an important part of our program. I read that I couldn't leave without him. This kid has been an important pillar in what we are trying to accomplish at Alabama, and I'm excited to bring him to Tuscaloosa. Courtney will be tasked with managing the Crimson Tide's roster and overseeing and directing the daily operations, if you will. He'll help organize the head coach film evaluations and prospect communication, and that is super important because we don't want to be some of these coaches that's offering these kids who turn out not to be very good, right? You're going to miss on a player or two here or there, right? But you want good, concrete evaluations. You want good. I love the Josh Jacobs type kid, the kid that everybody don't see because he don't count. I love you watch his film and you see this kid may be better than some of our 5-star running backs, right? He hadn't camped. A lot of people don't know about him. He's only a 3-star based off his high school tape, right? Let's go offer him because he's better than some of the backs that we've offered. That's what you need Courtney Morgan for. Recognize those talented individuals that slip through the cracks. Morgan helped Washington secure a top 30 recruiting class, and that's good in the Pacific Northwest, right? In 2023, he spent 2021 season in a similar position with Michigan Wolverines, and he also previously worked in the same capacity under DeBoer at Fresno State. So this guy is well versed at what he does. He understands recruiting. He understands player evaluations. Player evals is a big deal. Trust me, I used to do that. Player eval is a big deal because there's a lot more than what you see on film. Is the kid a crybaby? Is the kid strong-minded? Is the kid spoiled? Is the kid a go-getter? Grew up with practically nothing. He want to prove everything to everybody. He's a dog. I'm telling you, these kids, they're like that, right? So you got to get in the kid's mind. You got to talk to him. You got to sort of put him in some uncomfortable situations to see how he react. It's a whole psyche valve, right? You just can't go giving scholarships to kids who just look good on tape, right? You have to find out, does this kid fit what you're trying to do? Shout out to Ebony Carter and the Carter family. Shout out to you and young Noah, the dog himself, right? What's up, Jim? How you doing, OC Jim? So yeah, Courtney is extremely important. You need a talent eval guy like that. Prior to starting up his company and prior to starting up what he do on a daily basis, Courtney was a director of client development at Vanguard Sports Group for 2 years, overseeing contract negotiations, marketing, public relations, endorsements, social media consulting, brand strategy, all that kind of stuff. So Courtney understands what these kids are looking for their future. He understands how to promote you and allow you to promote yourself, how to promote your own face, your own name, your own image, and create value for yourself off of it. So you got to have people like Courtney Morgan, man. You got to have people like that. I'm so excited that this young man is at Alabama. This guy has an extensive background in what we are going through today, right? You almost have to have people like Courtney Morgan or you will fail in today's world in college football. Trust me. He's a very, very good people person. Guy will talk to you. Hard work. Kid don't mind working hard. Young man don't mind working hard, right? So thank God we have this young man. I give him nothing but respect and love. Can't wait to him. I saw a clip on that interview he did where he said that him and Coach Lindquist, DB coach, had just gotten finished breaking down 50 defensive back. They've been watching film over 50 different kids over the state of Alabama and in the South and all over the world, trying to find kids that don't nobody know about. That is what you need. And see, on Coach Saban's staff, I think that Bama had so much success. I think sometimes coaches got lazy and didn't want to do that, right? Bama had such a big name with Coach Saban and still do that sometimes as a coach, you don't have to work really hard. You just kind of throw your fishing rod out there and everybody come into it, right? For these young men to come into Bama and to get their hands dirty, right? And really find these kids that slip away and get to Clemson, that slip away and get to Florida, that slip away and get to Tennessee. No. Let's keep them all here at Alabama, right? So shout out to Courtney Morgan, the job he does, and can't wait to see him in the future, and can't wait to see what he does here for the University of Alabama. Roll Tide to Courtney Morgan and his family. College coaches to the NFL. College coaches to the NFL. I talked to it, man. Listen, I got a couple of homeboys who are in the league right now in different capacities. I got partners that work in offices. I got partners, Gerard Livingston. I got partners that do all different things in the league who've all previously coached in college. What's up, Cynthia Middleton? How are you? I'm so glad you up in here. You know, right now, this and this for this reason, guys, undefeated. This is why I say I think changes are coming. Mike Loxley spoke on it. Mike Loxley said, he said, I've been doing this for 33, 34 years, right? And I'm like, I don't know if I have the energy for this. This is what Loxley said. He said, I felt burnt out. Mike Loxley is only 54 and in the prime of his coaching career. He said, yet the conclusion he nearly reached the offseason is, I can pack it in, right? The evidence came in droves this offseason, that the latest turn of the coaching carousel among the 31 FBS head coaching changes, most were just tired of the way college football was going. All at the same time. Coaches leave for the NFL, head coaches leave for better coaching jobs, but they do not leave at this rate. They don't leave at this rate, right? In this fashion across a single offseason. Let me say that again. They don't leave in this fashion across one single offseason. Right? Shout out to Jay Townsend. Always Jay, OG Jay. So a lateral move is one thing. For more money is one thing. But a step down and less money, and you willingly accept that, that's like everybody who work right now. If you got a job, imagine you taking another job at another company for way less money just because you're getting tired of what you do. Now, that could be a possibility in the job market, right? But when you're making a couple $100,000 or $1 million, we'll just say you're making $3 million, right? You're going to step down and do a lesser position, which may require more work for half the money. It's got to be a big reason to make you do that, right? It's got to be something huge to make you make that decision. The most difficult job in all of team sports is being a head football coach at a major university. Please believe it. Longtime agent Lee Steinberg, he told CBS that. I read where he told CBS that. He said, think about how they have to recruit a 17-year-old talent, and in some cases, 16 and 15-year-old talent. There's NIL to deal with. You have to deal with the administration, the alums, the press, right? And there are whole levels of a complication a pro coach don't have to deal with, right? Pro coaches have grown men at their disposal who are paying mortgages, right? You tell them what you need done, they do it. So a lot of college coaches are not finding value in doing that, right? They're used to recruiting kids, right? They're used to sitting on the couch recruiting the young men, but now I gotta be a sports agent. I gotta be an auctioneer. 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 60,000, 60,000. I gotta be an auctioneer too. So a lot of coaches are not finding value in that, man. And I really, really do hope they can at least get something going on to keep our college coaches in college, right? We don't want to weaken our game while strengthening the NFL game. Shout out to Dalton Phillips. Dalton Phillips became a YouTube member. Dalton, thank you for that, man. I promise you the entire staff thanks you for that. Shout out to you. We really appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a member, man. It's a lot of different things you can do. It's a lot of different videos coming. Thank you for that, man. And roll tide to you and your family, Dalton. We appreciate you. So yeah, it's right now it's a whole thing, Jared says, Coach Sean, Coach Smoot made it to Buc-ee's, y'all. Which Buc-ee's he at? I wonder. He might be on the Buc-ee's out there on highway. I wonder which Buc-ee's he at. I don't know. If he's in Tennessee, I don't know if it's a Buc-ee's. He might be the Buc-ee's here. Who knows? So yeah, look at what's going on, guys, right? Look at the things that's happening in college football all around you. Look at Jeff Hafley from Boston College, Chip Kelly, UCLA and Ohio State. Two head coaches at a group of 5 level left. Two head coaches left to become coordinators, right? Kane Womack, Maurice Linguist, right? The young man from Georgia State, Sean Elliott, I think his name was. He left to become a tight ends coach at South Carolina. I don't got to deal with NIL, coach. You the head coach, you deal with it. Right? Jeremy Keel gave up a head coaching job in New Mexico State to be a consultant at Vanderbilt. Think about that. You just beat Auburn, right? You flying high, had a good season. You left the head coaching, position to go be a damn consultant at Vanderbilt. So I see why, and they asked him why. He said, well, I'll go to Nashville. I like country music and I don't have to deal with and raise NIL money. That's what he said. They asked him why. Why would you stop being a head coach and go to Nashville to be a consultant? He said, because I like country music and I don't have to raise NIL money. That's what he said. Wow. He said, I'm really living a dream. So he said, I'm living a dream, really. That's crazy. That is as crazy as it comes. So coaches are being asked to assemble rosters, right? And here's the bad part. Everybody used to recruiting kids, right, guys? But now you can't focus on recruiting your 2025 class. You can't focus on recruiting a great young kid like Noah Carter, right? Because you got to keep the kids who are on the roster too, right? You got to recruit Noah. You got to recruit all the kids in Noah's class with Noah. And then you got to turn around and keep the kids you already have. So when other school come poach them. So that's the part I can't stand. You know what I mean? Young Noah and all the kids of young Noah's stature deserve all the attention. These kids are incoming recruits. Love on them. Show them respect. They deserve everything that the past players were able to do, right? And get, right? Why do I got to take time away from that to go keep the players that I already damn have? So Iowa won't come take my tackle. So Florida State won't come take my running back. Or Texas come take my receiver. So, yeah, there's some BS going on in college football right now. That's a whole fact. Oh, shout out to my man Ephraim. Ephraim says, to the entire staff, thank you, man. Thank you, Ephraim. Roll Tide to you, OG. $5 super chat from the OG himself, Ephraim Davis. Thank you, Ephraim. Been rocking with us a long time, man. You are greatly appreciated. You already know how we feel about you, man. Thank you. I can promise you the whole staff thinks the same way. Roll Tide to you and your family, bro. Thank you. Kimberly Harmon says, that's crazy. Yeah, it's I don't think the average fan understands some of the stuff that's going on right now. It is totally crazy, bro. And 2 years ago, I was at a VTO camp in Atlanta. And two of my kids up here was there. One of the young men played at UAB and the other one went to Vanderbilt. And you hear what the kids are talking about. Well, such and such promised my mama they was gonna give 200 G's, 200K. And you're like, what? So you thinking these just kids over exaggerating, being overzealous? You ain't nobody offering no 200,000. You crazy. They wasn't lying. It was just Coach Sean that was out the loop. You know what I mean? They weren't lying, right? They weren't lying. So it's a lot going on right now. It's a lot going on, man. Brian Walker says, Coach Sean, I saw where DeBoer said he could add a couple more players to the 2024 class. I'm assuming he'll use this April portal. Any suggestions we might go after? Yeah, I did an actual breakdown on that. It's a DB from Arizona. I forgot the young man's name. I got it in my notes. It's a DB. He's 6'4", right? Very, very, very aggressive young man. It's several kids that we could possibly go after. But here's the thing. Byron. Coach DeBoer is going to be very selective of who he picked, because while we do have a few spots left, that's it. Tip Hinton. Look, Tip on top of it, man. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Tip Hinton. I love that kind of stuff. He on top of it. Takario Davis, that kid right there. Trust me. Yeah. I guarantee you we're going to offer him. All facts. You have to be selective, Byron, because it's going to be a lot of different coaches going after these players, and it's going to be a lot of players in this upcoming portal that you don't know about right now. right? It's players right now that are nice and quiet, right? You don't think some people mad about Isaiah Bond getting what he got? This dude didn't even play with us last year. It's some players right now, nice and quietly, that plan on entering that portal. Trust me, right? So you got to be careful of who you reach out and get quickly, because it might be another kid you want. So let them all get in there first, right? Let them all get in the portal first, and then you go after them. And now you can talk to them on other people's roster. So if you know of one that you might want to have, you kind of sprinkle it out there, like kind of use that Iowa process. I just called to check on you, right? I just called to see how you was doing, make sure you was all right, right? Use that Iowa Caden Proctor process. Go ahead and get in contact with him since it's legal now, right? So when they hop in that portal, hook, line, and sinker. Come on to Bama. Doors open. Doors open, right? So yeah, it's a little shady right now. It's a little shady, but we got to do it. Stephen Angie says, Coach Sean, did you see where a freshman in Florida just bought his mother a new house? Hey man, Stephen, I don't doubt it one bit, man. If you guys only listen, I was told not to tell this story, and I'm not gonna go against my word. Shout out to my homeboy Reggie. I ain't gonna say your last name, Reggie. I ain't gonna use I better not do that, because they might know who I'm. Let me just say this. Let me disguise it like this. I'm not gonna mention no names. I know a kid personally that when you see the checks, and this is not Bama that offered them. This is no kid this is no school in the state. This is an out-of-state school. Matter of fact, this school's not even in the SEC. This school's in another conference. Offered one of my partner's son, well, my partner and his family, they'd offer him $900K cash, and a job in that city, for his son's signature in the signing period when it comes back around next year, but you got to sign contractually that you cannot leave. See, ever since that Jalen Rashada stuff at Florida, now they're covering themselves. Here's the contract. You cannot get out of it, right? This is a legal binding contract through high school. Some states can do that, some can't. Here in Alabama, we can't do that. You can't sign a kid that's not in college yet to anything, right? While he's still in high school, right? So if you don't think that's being offered right now, it's crazy. But here's the thing, man. It's like I tell my kids here, all money ain't good money, man. All money is not good money. I know when you're young and you're 16, 17 years old, you see 900,000. I can buy my mom this. I know you see that and you just go boom. But I'm telling you, please believe it. The people and the collectives who are donating this money to give to you don't give a damn about you. They don't give two blanks about you. They want a return on their investment. You understand what I'm saying? They give a damn about the school and winning, right? They don't care about you. Once you graduate, they don't care, right? CJ Stroud even spoke on that, and he gave money to Ohio State, right? Don't just take lump sums of money with no direction, right? That's why I say it's a difference in NIL and pay for play. NIL is a wonderful thing, a wonderful, wonderful thing. I can make money for me and my family through the school, legal, everything's above board, W-2s are taken care of, everything's great. Just somebody dropping off a lump sum of money to you is never good, because they're going to want a return on that investment. Rich people are not in the business of just giving money with no return. They didn't become rich with those patterns of accuracy, right? They want a return on that money they're giving, right? And if you're not going to provide that return, then your ass will be out of there quick. Ask some of them kids at Texas A&M. Half of them not even at the school no more, right? So you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing, man, with this. Shout out to Janet Forsyth. What's up, Janet? How you doing? Good to see you in here. Undefeated. What you guys talking about, man? What you guys talking about? It's a great day to be alive. It's pretty outside. What you guys got going today? You know what I mean? Y'all barbecuing, y'all putting fish. What you doing? You gotta be doing something. Janet, what you doing today? I know you got to be doing something. What y'all got planned today, right? Most definitely. Sunrise, Majestic. Carla Bailey. Yeah. Shout out to Carla Bailey. Carla M. That's real. I think we will. I think we'll get there. I think with the powers that be, I think we'll get there. I think we had to go through this stuff to kind of get to where we need to be. Josh Pate spoke on it. I like the tweet that Josh Pate said. Josh Pate said it's got to be broken like all the way. It's got to be continuously to be broken for them to fix it. And I think we'll get there, right? I think this is just one of those things, one of those ponds you had to cross to get to the other side, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think it's going to be fine, especially with people like Coach Saban that want to protect these young kids from themselves. From what I'm hearing, Isaiah Bond is at Texas. He got all those wonderful trinkets and perks. Well, grass ain't always green on the other side. And he's finding that out. Right? The grass is not always greener on the other side. And now it's too late. It's too late. Right? So you got to be careful, man, with these transfers and everything that's gold, everything that look good to you ain't gold. My grandma used to tell me that, right? The late great rest in peace. I think his name was Bill Irwin. Remember the crocodile guy? Is that what his name? Bill Irwin, a beautiful snake. That dude right there. You know what I'm saying? Playing with the X-rays. He used to say with an M, not an F. He used to say, "Don't muck with happiness," right? He used to say, don't muck with the M. Don't muck with happiness. If you're happy with something and it's good, keep that. Because it might be worse. You know, it reminds me of my job. Like we had my manager. We had a manager, a really good manager. I enjoyed him, loved him to death. Steve Irwin. That's it. Steve Irwin. Beautiful snake. You know what I mean? My manager was an awesome guy, man. You know, he left our company to go work at Boeing. And really, some people was complaining about him, saying he was too passive. You know, he's saying that he wasn't hard enough on people. Well, guess what happened? These same people, when we got our next manager, who's a straight, I ain't gonna say it, but you know what I mean, a straight AH, if you know what I mean, right? And now everybody complaining. Oh, we need such and such back. No. I want you to enjoy all that because you're the same people that complained when the other guy was here who didn't treat you that way, right? It's not always change is not always good, right? Sometimes it's necessary. We all know that. But when it's not necessary and you just won't change just because, it's not always good. Don't muck with an M with happiness. Janet Forsyth. Shout out to Janet. Janet always coming through, doing her thing. $20 super chat, checking on my beehives today. Coach Sean, what's up with you, man? How you doing, Janet? So glad you're up in here. Roll Tide to you. Thank you so very much for your $20 super chat. I can promise you, the staff, myself, we all thank you so very much. We are very appreciative. Tink, what's up, Tink? I ain't see you in here, bro. Very, 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 very appreciative of you, Janet. Thank you, as we always do. You know what you mean to us. You know, we appreciate you more than everything. What you guys talking about, man? What my sugar bacon dude at? Is he in here? Is my sugar bacon in here? My sugar bacon guy? Ebony. I love Ebony, boy. She be putting it on. Ebony say, man, if Bama offer me a job in the house, I'll be there tomorrow. Shout out to Ebony, man. We love to have you down here, Ebony. Man, you could hang out and go back and forth about the Browns and the Steelers, man. You know what I mean? I love to have you here. Hopefully, when you come down here, A-Day, we're going to all peer pressure you to move down here anyway. We're going to peer pressure you to move to the South and get the hell away from Ohio, where it's negative 50,000 degrees cold and snow up to your butt cheeks and freezing in your eyelashes. I know I lived in Chicago. I don't know what kind of weather you guys have in the Midwest, but it's madness. That's all I can say. A man shouldn't have to feel that kind of cold, man. Eyelashes sticking together and all because of wind blowing. Like, it's madness, bro. That ain't supposed to be black. You know, you're not supposed to be able Your blood, a dude with normal blood in his body is not supposed to be able to feel that kind of cold. It's I don't know how you get used to that kind of madness cold. 12 degrees and 9 degrees and -2. Like, how the hell is -2? Bro, listen. If you guys remember last New Year, I think it was Christmas Eve. It was not this past Christmas Eve, but it was Christmas Eve of 2023. It was so daggum cold in the state of Alabama. The power was out, right? Up here in Huntsville, if you from this area, Marquita might be able to tell you, we had those rolling outages. It was so damn cold that people's power were going out, man. I don't think I've ever experienced that in the state of Alabama. It was like 2 degrees here. Like literally it was 2 degrees, freezing. It's crazy. They have that kind of weather every winter. You know what I'm saying? Never every winter, man. So we're going to get you down here, Ebony. We're going to get you here. We're going to love on you and peer pressure you guys to move here where it's mostly sunny for most of the year. Hot now. The flip side of that is the heat now. In the South, it's totally different. It's totally different. It's a little hot. You know, you're going to hit that 100-degree mark quite a bit, and it's humid heat too. It ain't just regular heat. It's humid heat. So, you got to trade something for something, right? We're going to do our best to get you here, Ebony. We are. Dare D. What's up, Dare D? Dare D says, Coach Sean, do you feel like Barnes regretting his decision already? I'll say this, Dare D. I don't know if he's regretting it. I don't know if it's to that point yet, but I can just say what I know from people around him. He's not having fun. Like it's not going the way he thought, right? And that's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. And it's to be as expected. Anytime you start something new job, new house, you're moving, it's always bumps in the road, right? It could go great for him. He'll have a great season. I don't doubt it. That kid's talented. He'll have a great season. But anytime you're doing something new, guys, it's always difficult. New house, new job, new whatever. Anytime you got to go with new people and meet new people and create new relationships and all that, you know how it is. There's always a learning curve there. Exactly, Jared. You already know. What's up, sweet home Bama? How you doing, man? How you feeling, bro? Hope everything going good with you, man. You already know, Tink. Much love, Tink. Yeah, I have a good time, man. I have a great time. You guys make sure you tap in with us later on as well, too. We'll still have the Jermaine Mills. What's up, bro? How you feeling? We'll still have the night segment as well. All of us will be tapped in. We having a location watch on Coach Smoot, like Santa on the news. You know what I mean? He's gonna monitor us at every state, every stop. You know what I mean, and let us know what's cracking. Make sure he all right. Get him to T-Town in a hurry, and make sure he's good. So Ebony, I thought so is Ebony's in Arizona right now? That's right, they are in Arizona. Arizona get hot too, though. I don't know if they have dry heat in there. I don't know what that means, dry heat, humid heat, right? I've been in Texas several times. I can't tell the difference. Hot is hot. I don't know, man. People say it's hot there and it's hot here. It all feels the same to me, like dry heat, humid heat. When you come here in August, man, it's beaming here, right? I'll put Bama against anywhere. Texas has felt the same way. I can't tell which one is the worst, right? You already know, sweet home Bama. I ain't had a chance to whip it out here lately, you know what I mean, and put that B28 on nobody, and that's a good thing. We like having our people in here. We don't want to encourage B2A, but at the same time, it had to be done. So is zero humidity in Arizona, Ebony? What's the normal temperature in Arizona? Like, what's the normal in a let's say August. Let's say August, Ebony. What's the normal temp in August in Arizona? I'd love to know that in Arizona. Stephen Angie. I don't know. He got some lined up. He got some stuff lined up. That's a whole fact. I'm not sure about the details, Stephen, but he has it all taken care of. All taken care of. So he good to go. The heat in Arizona, let me see what that says. The heat in Arizona and Vegas is a special kind of heat. Yeah, see, when I'm in Vegas, even in the summertime, it's hot, but it's nothing like the South, right? It's hot. I can't explain. It's just hot, right? It's almost like how Alabama feels in October, in the beginning of October. It's hot. It's still hot a little bit, or late September. It's still going to be 85, 90 degrees, right? Sometime, but it's just not at 97, feeling like 104 type hot, right? Same with Florida, Jared. Florida is just like Bama. It's super dadgum hot, super. C11 says, I grew up in Alabama for 16 years, moved to Kansas, and it's more humid up here. Are you serious? In Kansas? C-double, for real? I ain't never been to Kansas. There's too many dadgum tornadoes out there, man. Ephraim says 130 degrees. Everybody loves Ebony. I keep hearing that. Dry heat is different. What exactly is dry heat? What is that? Because I've been in Texas, they told me that was dry heat. I didn't feel no different. I was sweating just like I was here in Bama. It felt humid to me like it here in Bama, right? What does that mean, dry heat? Dry heat. I don't know what that means. Let me see. It's hell here. It gets 120 and 20. It's a dry heat out here. Average mid-time temp is in the 90s. Wow. With no humidity. See, Ebony, I can't even imagine that. I don't know what 90 degrees feels like with no humidity. Because here in Bama, if it's 90 degrees at night, it's still humid. Like, it's still humid. You go outside one time and you sweating within 2 minutes. Like, it's that type of stuff. Look, it's so crazy. I tell my partners all the time, I bought another car, and this time the seats are leather part cloth. I said, man, them leather seats will kill you in the summer in Alabama, bro. If you don't got no garage, or you park outside at work, you go to work 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, come back 2, 3 in the evening, man, them seats will take the skin off you, boy. They'll take the skin off you. I'm telling you, it's that hot out here. It's crazy. Dark Winged Duck, what's up with you, brother? How you feeling, man? Iraq, Afghanistan, 100. I heard it was really, really hot over there. I got some partners who was over there, and they said it was really, really hot. Really, really crazy, crazy hot. 140 degrees, dry heat. See, that's just ridiculous. 140 degrees, Ephraim? Man, it should never be that hot nowhere. That's crazy. Seat covers. Seat doubles and seat, exactly. You better have them seat covers if you got leather. I promise you, that humidity will. That's why I don't understand how the young ladies wear makeup. They'll have makeup on, and it is so dadgum hot outside, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's coming, too. It's coming. You can tell it's coming. That old summer trying to work its way in here. It ain't here yet, of course, but it's definitely trying to weasel its way up in here. So Jermaine Mills says dry heat has no moisture in the air. Okay, see, I understand that. It has no moisture at all in the air. It's just like sort of dry, windy, dry. I get that. I get that. Much easier to breathe. Wow, that's crazy. So, guys, I guess I'm going to get up out of here, guys. I'm going to tap out. Man, I really thank you guys for tapping in with me. I thank you guys for tapping in with us all today. You guys are awesome. You know, I love talking to you guys. I got to read that one. Davin James says, I got to call leather seats in Birmingham and almost peel my skin off. Hey, Davin, all facts, man. That was me. That was me. I got rid of the Audi. Man, look, you would get in that dadgum car, boy, and it was all leather. Better not have no shorts on. Better not have no shorts on. You're going to remember it. You're going to remember it. That's a whole fact, man. Shout out to the Undefeated. Love you guys to death. You guys are awesome. The absolute best chat on any Bama website that I've seen of or even heard of. Stephen Angie says, who's following you, Coach Sean? You mean on the Twitters? Is that what you mean, Stephen? It's a couple people. I got like 300 and something people. I don't have that many. I hadn't been on very long. I think I may have got on in November, late October or something like that. I don't have many people. Love you too, Janet. We appreciate you, and I'm so appreciative of you. You know, look, I'm so new to this social media stuff. I be forgetting to tell people to follow me. I'm just new to it, bro. I'm just learning how to do all this stuff, right? Coach Smook always get on me like, man, you got to tell them to follow. I forget, bro. You know, that slogan, follow me on. I forget. I post stuff all the time, right? I forget. But if you guys happen to be on Twitter and you see that Twitter page right there, JMHO Sports Talk, just my humble opinion, Sports Talk, please tap in with me. I would love to speak with you. Tap in. If you guys ever want to see a video on a certain player, a breakdown of him, I got your back. Just hit me on it and tell me which one you want to know, and we'll dig up all the good things, bad things. I appreciate you, Steven. I appreciate you, my bro. Kendrick Johnson, what's up with you, bro? How you feeling, man? Kendrick says, Coach, what do you think about the staff getting back with the 2025 recruits? I think that is a big deal right now, Keandre, I'm sorry. I think, Keandre, that it's a slow campaign right now, and I think what they're doing is they're really being selective in which kids they want, right? Instead of just offering a gang of scholarships to people and pulling scholarships to the kids that they don't want. I think he's going about it and he's taking his time, but I do think that they have their eye on all the kids that they want, because if you notice, there are several kids from that class, Keandre, that have Bama offers, and that's the good thing about it. I think when camp starts, that's when you'll see the kids start committing, sort of similar to Coach Saban, sort of similar. You throw your camps, you offer the kids, they come to camp. That's when you really put your foot down. Like, okay, let's get this one. We really want these guys. You have a committable offer. Let's go, right? So I just think we got to be patient. I think after A-Day, that's when you'll really see business pick up, right? Transfer portal, kids transferring in. Hopefully nobody transfers out. Kids committing to the 2025 class, kids setting official visits, unofficial visits. Business will pick up then. It's just really quiet right now, in February, which it always is. So to answer your question, Keandre, I think around April is when you'll see things really pick up. But shout out to you guys, man. Jim OC Crow, Jim OC, Jim Parker. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys more than tapping in with me. We'll be back on here in a few hours. I think Bama play Kentucky basketball here today, and that's going to be a big game for us. I think we got to go down to Lexington. That's going to be a really big game. Hope the guys on the basketball team bring it back home. And thank you, Carla. We appreciate you. You are much appreciated. You guys make this chat. Stephen Andy said, is Miro following your segment? I don't think so. I think, if I'm not mistaken, let me look at the schedule, and I'll tell you, Stephen, because I think I'm closing it out today, until later on. Let me see real quick, Stephen. I'll answer your question. Yeah, I'm the last person, and then Merrill and Jarrett comes back on at 6. So it'll be me right now, close it out, and Merrill and Jarrett will come back on at 6. I'm up at 7. And Smook will be the last person at 8. Close it out. So Merrill and Jarek at 6, Coach Sean at 7, and Coach Smook at 8 o'clock. So 6 o'clock will be the next time the guys will be on. So make sure you guys tap in and support as you always do. Shout out to the undefeated. Any player evaluations, let us know. We got you back. You're welcome, Steven. You are more than welcome, brother. And can't wait to see you guys later on, man. Roll Tide to you all. Hope your day goes well. Shout out to Lady T, who do a great job behind the scenes. Absolutely outstanding. I always say Lady T on the wheels of steel, right? You know what I mean? If you will. That rhyme. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lady T. Shout out to Kyle, the man himself with the vision, right? Shout out to Coach Smoot. Shout out to Coach J. Shout out to Ty Hayes. And shout out to Coach J.M. That's Jake Miro. I call him J.M., right? Love those guys to death. What we do without Ty. I really enjoy listening to Ty as well. Ty has that insight that I think everybody need to listen to. Ty's that guy that, I can listen to all our coaches, right? But I enjoy listening to Ty as well, man, because Ty has that he brings that administrative side that grabs my attention quick, right? Me and the other coaches, we talk about scheme all day and every day. But when Ty come on, it's just like Lady T. When they talk, it's like E.F. Hutton. All I want to do is just sit there and listen, right? So I appreciate everybody. You guys are awesome. Shout out to Marquita. Enjoy yourself today, Marquita. Marquita, I might have to hit that Taco Mama today. I'm trying to lay off that ground beef and get on this chicken. I've lost about 19, so I'm trying get my sexy back, keep these few little muscles I have, and not lose them, right? So I might need to leave Taco Mama alone, but it's absolutely delicious and nutritious and vicious. It is. If you ever in the Huntsville, Madison area, please go to Town Madison, where our baseball stadium is, the Toyota Field, where the Rocket City Trash Pandas play at. They have several restaurants over there and nice eateries that you can sit outside. It's a whole nice area over there and have a few adult beverages. And it's a Taco Mama over there that is absolutely outstanding, right? You at Target? Yeah, man, I be hitting Target up, man. But Target be making me mad. It's so daggone crowded. So check it out, Marquita. If you're at Target, it's a new restaurant across the street called Walk-Ons, I think it is. Every time I've been by there, it's been crazy packed. Crazy, stupid packed. They never get in there, right? So it's today's Saturday, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be 1 million folks there, right? I'm hesitant to go down there and see because I'm going to be mad I get down there and can't get in again, right? So Walk-Ons, I'm hearing is great. You know, we always get new restaurants and stuff like that up here in Huntsville, and it's always crazy packed. Right, Janet says, "Oh, me too, Coach Sean. I'm getting my old body back too, little by little. 2024 is my year. I'm coming back to myself." Well, Janet, I can't wait to see you at A Day. I hope you come down. Right, we all trying to get back to where it need to be. Eat right, because this whole life is too short. Right, people having heart attacks every day at 30 years old. I said, when did people start having heart attacks at 30 years old? 32. My homeboy Cup, 30 something years old, heart attack. That's crazy. So the drive-throughs, only drive-through I try to go through now is Quiznos. That's the only drive-through I go through. It's Burger King, McDonald's, all that stuff. I try not to do it. I do cheat with Taco Mama because it is absolutely delicious, nutritious, and vicious there. They have a taco salad that is to die for or to live for, whichever way you want to call it. So, yeah, everybody loves Ebony says we have walk-ons. Closet to me in the Grove in Hoover. Okay, so you out there in the Hoover. Okay, yeah. Well, we just got this one up here. Everybody loves Ebony. It hadn't been here very long. It's practically new. It just opened, and it has been stupid packed in there. Stupid, crazy, ridiculous, wall-to-wall cars every daggum where, man. It's crazy. Shout out to Byron Thomas. Shout out to Brian Thomas. Shout out to you, my friend. The steak tacos are delicious. Yeah, man, them steak tacos are freaking off. I don't even want to talk about it because you're going to peer pressure me to go. You're going to peer pressure me to get in the car and head to Taco Mama. I just hit it up yesterday. Spent $35, right? So I do not want to go today and spend another $40 on that stuff, even though it's absolutely delicious, nutritious, and vicious, right? All right, Miss Ebony, you guys be safe. Love the Undefeated to death. Make sure you guys tap back in. I know, Cynthia. Me too. Me too, man. Me too, Cynthia. I got a little appetite, but I'm about to go in here and make me some butter bread, some bread and some butter, and just be happy in the toaster and call it a day. You guys be safe, though, man. All jokes aside, you guys be safe. I appreciate you for tapping in. And make sure you guys tap back in with us tonight. Jarek and Merrill at 6, Coach Sean at 7, and Coach Smook at 8. Be anxious to see how Coach Smook's how his adventure, his from Virginia to Tuscaloosa adventure went, and keep them prayers in for Coach Smook, and they be safe on these. He still got a little bit to go, and keep those prayers in for him on that road. We all know how those highways and byways can be, and he got his family with him, so keep him prayed up on those highways, and I'm sure we'll see Coach Smook live and in color in full effect tonight, man. Shout out to all in Undefeated. Be blessed. Enjoy your day. You too, Steven. Be safe, man. Roll Tide to you, and see you guys tonight. All facts.